Check 1 2 1 2. What it do? What's popping? What's happening? What's going on? Back in the lab with your favorite neighbor, your man Marq Nash. All right, you see the title, you see the thumbnail. Got to talk about it. Also, man, what's going on with Liam Smith and Chris Eubanks Jr.? Is trash talk going too far in boxing, or are you like, hey man, it can never go too far? All right, let's talk about it. Let's run this intro. Get a homies time to pull up. Somebody gonna join the panel, kick it with me. Talk a little boxing tonight. Let's get it.
This is my passion. This is what I love to do. But some days, sometimes, I'm just like you, man. I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. I'm just like you. Damn, I hate this job. Man, I hate this job. Man, I hate my job. From a good dream I wake, sun rays on my face, planning out my day, hoping this ain't the one that I catch a case. I feel so good, I feel so straight. My manager keep calling me saying, hurry up, you late. Hurry up, you lay off. Yo, man, I hate this job. Man, I hate this job. Been trying to play it cool, but it's hard to play it off. I've been hanging on to this bullshit, cause my car still ain't paid off. I know I'm on my way up. My boy just got laid off, so y'all, man, I hate this job. Man, I hate this job. These hoes here so ratchet. These niggas here so sneaky. Y'all don't even really pay enough for y'all to only pay bi-weekly. I'm trying to double up my cash. Take this job, shove it up your area. Yo, man, I hate this job. Sometimes I wanna say, walk in and slap my boss. This shit is getting hard. Damn, I hate this job. Gotta make it out of this struggle, bruh. And I don't really mean to take it out on you. You just a customer, but damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. We're the reason why your stockholders always stay afloat. Yet I'm asking, are they hiring? Like everywhere I go, schedule will say 9, but I think it's fine if I clock in at 9:04. I work 40 hours a week plus overtime just to be bro. So y'all, man, I hate this job. Hate that I applied. So much has transpired since the day that I was high. Told me I could advance, but you were telling me lies. Gotta give your notice before I quit, but you don't say shit right before I'm fired. Damn, man, I hate this job. Sometimes I wanna say, walk in and slap my boss. This shit is getting hard. Damn, I hate this job. Gotta make it out of this struggle, bruh. And I don't really mean to take it out on you. You just a customer, but damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. You and your procedures, you and your protocol, you and your policies, none of that shit don't apply to me. You and your quotas, you and your standards, you and your 2 sick days a year. Y'all niggas bananas. Wonder why the postman's posted with hammers, going postal with Popo on camera. His wage got him enraged, stressed out, it's hard to maintain. He flips the middle, grabs his. He said, if you don't get the picture, I quit, you ain't shit, mother. Man, I hate this job. Sometimes I wanna say, walk in and slap my boss. This shit is getting hard. Damn, I hate this job. Gotta make it out of this struggle, bruh. And I don't really mean to take it out on you. You just a customer, but damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Look, man, I hate this job. I put my pants on one leg at a time, just like you. I'm out here trying to take care of my family. Damn, I hate this job. It's not always glamorous, for real, but I do what I gotta do for me and mine, you know? Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. I'm just like you, nigga. Damn, I hate this job. Man, I hate this job. Man, I hate my job.
views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers, commentators, experts, and or the host. They do not explicitly nor necessarily reflect nor represent the channel's policy or the views held by the channel or broadcaster. The broadcaster or its channel cannot be held accountable for all or any views expressed during the program. Basically, if I didn't say it, don't come for me. You come for the person who said it. And please don't sue me for somebody else's words. With that said, let's start the show, motherfucker.
This that squad side.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's popping? What's happening? What's going on? You're back in the lab with your favorite neighbor, your man Marq Nash. All right. Oh no, I lost that. Let me see if I can click save. How y'all feel, man? What's popping? All right, this should be a good one. This should be a good one. Bear with me. Let me drop the link out there. Make sure I got that pinned at the top. What's up, man? How y'all feel? All right, here we go. Shout out to Lisa Bells. Thanks for sharing this on Twitter. Yeah, man. Just got the text, man. Shout out to Antonio Tarver, man. So I think we're gonna be doing that interview on Friday, man. We're gonna do it after Junior's weigh-in. We're gonna get Junior up here too. He said let's get Junior after the weigh-in. So I'm gonna get Tarver and Junior on after the weigh-in. So that should be on Friday, man, afternoon. So that's around like I think the weigh-in, he said it's at 4 o'clock. So we're gonna do the weigh. I'm gonna try to get them about 5 o'clock. So pull up. Drop the link for the homies. See if I can get Pudo up here. Lisa, you can pull up. Scholar, you know y'all all good. Shout out to Ride of the Storm. If you ain't no regular, don't click my link. I heard the penis people out tonight. Them boys putting their tallywhack on the screen. Can't have none of that. Oh yeah, that's rookie mistakes right there. I remember those days. Pudo, I heard y'all heard somebody hit your boy with the heat. Pudo,
what's up, brother?
What you think of that, man? Antonio Tarver on Breaking Beats, nigga.
That's badass. That's badass, Mark. That's cool. I'm definitely gonna tune in for that one. That's one of my favorite fighters. You said Junior too, right?
I'm gonna have father and son on.
Oh, cool. Yeah. No, that's one of my favorite fighters. Back when he was fighting too. Yeah, no, that's great, man. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, man. Happy for us, man. What you gonna ask him?
Shit, man. I mean, there's nothing like it's like when you're asking me earlier if I had a question for Ivan. There's nothing really I want to ask for, per se, you know, because there's nothing much to ask, at least coming from my end. I just like to hear what they have to say, you know. So I always like a good interview, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll just salute him, tell him what's up, tell him, you know, thanks for all the big fights he gave us, you know, for the little amount of time we had him, you know, because I followed him from the time he was calling out Roy and like he was like doing, he was kind of like what do they call it? Night galing? No, moonlighting as kind of like an analyst while he was fighting too for Showtime, and I always thought he was a great analyst as well. So yeah, man, I just appreciate the boxers like that, you know.
Why do you think Antonio Tarver isn't in the Hall of Fame? He should be. What you think?
That's the thing. It's like, because I don't even have my own criteria for Hall of Fame. Like for me, the Hall of Fame is always been. It's not if you're like one of the greatest to ever do it. It's just if you left a mark, even if as little as some could conceive it to be, but you made a mark in the sport. Like when your name comes up, it's synonymous with boxing. I guess that's kind of like what my baseline is for like who should be in the Hall of Fame. So you definitely Antonio Tarver should be there.
Lisa, shout out to Boston Scholar. Lisa said, what's his weight class? I think his last one was at 160. Damn, I'm looking at this. He fought at 154 and a half. His opponent came in at 156. Last fight was he weighed in at 166. His opponent came in at 157 and 3/4. So I don't even know what they fighting at. Let me see this bout right here. I'm looking at the box rec right here.
You talking about Antonio Tarver Senior, right?
Junior.
Oh, Junior. I haven't even seen him fight. I didn't even know I had a son that fought.
Yeah. Junior's 10-0. 30.
Oh, what really?
10-0, 5'9". He fighting the guy 11-0.
When's he fighting him?
Saturday.
Is he fighting on the platform that he does his like that he's part of?
I think so, in Tampa. Yeah, I think they fighting. Yeah, I think they're doing that like that. It's in Tampa.
Cool. That's real cool.
And Antonio Tarver is actually the promoter of this fight, so it's Tarver Promotions.
Nice.
That's dope. I get to talk to him about being a promoter. You know, like how is that you promoting a fight and your son is on the card? Like, come on, man, that's got to be dope.
That's badass, man.
You got an interview with Antonio Tarver?
Yep, he just texted me back while I was running my show intro. I wasn't gonna run the intro, but he texted me back and said, let's do it after the weigh-in. So, boom. Take that, haters.
That's badass.
Take that, haters.
That'd be dope if you.
I'm gonna ask him about. No, go ahead. I was just gonna say I'm gonna ask him like, damn, man, what you think it's gonna take for you to get in the Hall of Fame? I mean, he beat Roy Jones Jr. That got to mean something, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Left him.
Yeah. Beat him twice, in my opinion.
The Hall of Fame, to add to what Pure said earlier, man, that shit don't be it. They lose their legitimacy because I feel like that shit is a popularity vote. Like it depends on like Terrell Owens with the Hall of Fame in the NFL. Like he didn't get in. He should have been first fucking ballot, man. Like it's if the writers liked you at the time, how you treated the media, etc. That shit has nothing to do with your actual accolades. Because if it did, we wouldn't even be having this conversation about Tarver. Like. There's people who don't even know boxing who know about Antonio Tarver.
They know he knocked out Roy Jones.
Yup.
Beat him twice.
Excuses to now, Roy.
Left him though, early too. Hey, look, and he got that classic line. Jeff Nady. I'll never forget. Jeff Nady said, "Anybody got any questions?" He said, "I got a question." He said, "Any excuses tonight, Roy?" Jeff Nady said, "We're not gonna ask questions like that." Then he was bouncing on his feet. He said, "Any excuses tonight, Roy?" It is excuse, and that was before the first punch. I said, "Oh shit, my boy might lose," because you know I was rooting for Roy Jones.
Be all the way honest with you, I could be wrong. Y'all gonna have to fact check me on this, but I think he's the only man to ever beat Roy twice.
Did he win the third fight?
Yeah,
he did. Okay, then I think you might be right.
Let me see.
So I know the first one was it was a split decision, if I'm not mistaken. It was controversial. I thought Tarver did enough, but I wasn't too mad at the decision. But then the second one was irrefutable, and then the third one, you were saying that he won.
Yeah, Tarver just had Roy's number. Like he was his Ken Norton Ali. Like I think if they fought 10 times out of 10, I think Roy might win one of those, and Tarver win the 9.
And Roy was a different fighter too, Scholar. Like as soon as he lost his athleticism, man, he won the same.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Pure. I don't think it was so much that Roy lost his. He was no longer an athlete. I think Roy is like Randy Moss. Like they so far ahead of their competition that even if they lose 3 steps, they're still on par. They're still above the average because that's how gifted he was. I think Antonio Tarver, Roy just struggled against southpaws, that straight left hand, and I think just stylistically that's what gave Roy trouble.
I hear where you come from.
Oh, let me do a couple shout outs. What's up, Taylor Bell, Urban Dance Legends? Said I got Inoue all day. Okay. Sneed is in the building. Lisa Bell, Reg, boxing scientist, aka Mr. One Hand Method, cooking with Sir Senior. Yeah, Tarver Promotions. Yeah, man. If y'all just tuning in, Antonio Tarver just text me at 2 something in the morning saying, yeah, let's do it on Friday. So I'm gonna get Antonio Tarver of Tarver Promotions, and he's gonna have his son up here. And you know they repping that Florida heavy. You know what I'm saying? They repping that Florida heavy. So I'm gonna have them on the show and talk about the upcoming event, and I'm gonna wish them well. So, you know, y'all let me know y'all got any questions y'all want me to ask them for you. And I'm gonna figure out how to make sure we have a good show for the night. I'm gonna put a survey in the chat. Inoue versus Stephen Fulton. I don't want to bury the lead. Also, can trash talk in boxing go too far? Boxing scholar Puto. Can trash talk go too far, or is it all fair?
Of course it can. I think it's gone far a few times in boxing. You know, when he started involving family, I think Mayorga was the best at doing that shit. He took it far a couple times, but he got his ass kicked for his troubles. So you know, yeah, it could go too far when you bring in family and stuff like that, where they really can't defend themselves and stuff like that. Yeah.
I could agree with Piro at the same time. Disagree. I feel like all is fair and fucking love and war. That's war, man. Like these athletes be looking for. That's why athletes be taking PEDs when they know it's wrong. They be grasping for any little mental edge. And if you can get a fighter to not fight his game plan and get all tight and wound up, and he can get exhausted fast trying to catch you or give up on the game plan and fight to your game plan. So, you know, with so much of the game being mental, I kind of feel like there's an invisible line, but if you cross it, the only repercussion is you get your ass whipped. So I don't think it's no boundaries.
You make a good point, Scholar. Case in point, Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard. Like he got into his head hardcore. He talked about his mother, his wife, his children, and he got into Sugar Ray's head and ultimately cost him the fight.
All right, so I'm what y'all want to do first? Y'all want me to play this trash talking going too far? Let's do that. Let's do that since we're right here. I'm gonna go to Chris Eubanks Jr. and Liam Smith. Kind of got a little personal day. Liam Smith made a lot of jabs at Chris Eubanks Jr., insinuating that he might be gay. He talked about like looked like you might have bought a hairline, you got a beard implant. And Chris Eubanks Jr. is gonna bring Liam Smith's wife into the conversation, saying, "Hey, look, well, shit, I heard you cheat on your wife, homie. I'd rather be gay than somebody cheat on their wife." Like, wow. Let's hear it.
Have you got something to tell us, really? Because you're 33. You said on the program, you know, when you have kids. I know this is just for no laughs or nothing. Do you want to tell us something? You're putting pictures up in Neymar and limousines. Do you want to tell us something? Because nobody in this room has ever seen you with a woman.
Listen, my private life is my private life. You know, that's irrelevant to the boxing. But you know, listen, I'm happy. I'm comfortable. You know, I'm
if you're happy, and just tell us. Yeah, it's not a dig.
What would you like to know?
Have you got something to tell us? You want to tell us? You're 33. You're going on about you having kids. You've got to have a woman to have a kid, mate. Like, do you want to tell us something? Nobody's ever seen you.
If you've got a personal question to ask me directly, then you can slide in my DMs or you can do it right now. But
I'm not that type of way, mate. I like women.
You like women, huh?
Yes.
Wow.
Let's look at this a slightly different.
You know, I used to think Tony Bellew was the biggest arsehole to come out of Liverpool, but I think at this stage now, Liam is definitely taking that number one spot. It's it's impressive.
Oh, Tony, you're not clever enough. Collateral there. Come on, just tell them.
You're asking me if I'm gay. You're asking me about my beard and my hair. You know, it's
because we're sitting here talking at the press conference. So
I mean,
just tell them. Introduce you to it if you want.
You know,
your barber tattooed you there.
I don't know.
He said your barber tattooed you.
I don't know.
Did your barber tattoo your hair?
If you want to get personal with it, if you want to get dark and personal with it, you know, talking about being gay and do I like girls, you know, I've been told by multiple sources that you cheat on your wife on the occasion, every occasion, you know. So glass houses.
You've got a tattoo there,
let's just relax on the personal stuff, huh? I'd rather be gay than a cheat. How about that?
You haven't got to miss.
Wow. All right. React.
That shit was hilarious. That's all I got to say. Oh man, what's there to react, bro? I thought I thought Chris Eubank won that one, to be honest.
Scholar.
That shit sounded horrible, man. I couldn't really take the seriousness in them because they were talking so proper, disrespecting each other. It sounded dumb to me. But I feel like Chris might have got the best of the insults. I think he might have he might have got the best of it because his might have been true. His was just stupid shit like, "Oh, you gay, bro." We in 2023. Have you not? Do you not know who Lil Nas X is? Have you not turned on Disney? Like, bro, it's accepted now. Like, there are gay people out there. Get over it. Like, that was the best he could say was, "Oh, you're gay." When he brought up that wife shit, it got crickets in that bitch. It was like a little comfortable, like, because that shit was true. That shit stung more because it was true. I feel like he got the better of the trash talking because the worst thing you could do to somebody who's trolling you is tell them the truth about themselves. Because motherfuckers that's unhappy with their lives hate looking in mirrors, and that's what you're forcing them to do. Face the reality of what they really going to. Or you cheat on your wife, you're not happy at home.
So you guys think this was all fair? Didn't nobody went too far? Because some people out there saying, hey, Chris Eubanks went too far. Like, hey, don't do that. This guy was just cracking on your hairline and your beard. But I'm with Chris Eubanks. Like, hold up, homie, you up here calling me a straight up
homosexual.
Yeah, you trying to insinuate I'm a homosexual up here, homie? Nah, everything is on board. Then it is what it is. Red said his response wasn't funny. Shit. Liam Smith laughed. He laughed it off.
It's that British dry humor, man. It takes some getting used to.
Yeah, I'm not feeling that though. I didn't think it was too far. I didn't think it was. I thought it was up. Shit, I come from that area here. Mike Tyson say he want to eat somebody's children.
I'll fuck you till I love you type shit.
Come on,
shit. Hey, you remember
reporter though, which was the reporter ain't got a chance to fight him, but the opponent got a chance to fight you. That reporter ain't gonna do shit.
Hey, Sugar Shane.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sugar Shane Mosley's girlfriend turned around and Margaret tapped her on the ass. Now that's going too fucking far.
That's definitely going too far. I don't know. They might be going the right direction. You see, Shorty, she was fine, man. And I think they broke up, so shit, she might have been for the streets.
Yeah, man.
And they break up. And they get yeah.
Hey, she made the entire match that moment on about her. You better avenge him. But like Piero said earlier, he was the king at that mind game shit. Like that's all they're doing. This is just round one before the fight starts, and they're both trying to get an edge. But I feel like Liam wasn't expecting that smoke. He wasn't expecting that to come back out of him. He thought he was gonna sit up there and just be quiet and take that disrespect. But it's like when you clowning with your homies and you clowning on somebody who normally don't clown back and they just drop some fire on your ass. You be like, God damn, that nigga hit me with a hard one.
Yeah, homie, he definitely went too far smacking some ass. I remember people saying that was set up. It was set up for that, but I don't think so. I don't think that was set up. That wasn't his wife. That was his girlfriend, Trista Pisani. Yeah, they still together. Let me see. They still together.
Yeah, that definitely had to be his girlfriend because his wife was Jen, right?
Yeah, Jen Mosley.
Yeah.
So it look like they might be still together. Okay. No, it's been a long time ago. Let me see. Yeah, but she's a very attractive young lady, though. I ain't even gonna hold you. But all right, let's get into this Monster Inoue talk, man. Who y'all got, man? Who gonna win this shit?
Shit, I had to go to the film, but I'm leaning more towards Fulton.
For me, Mark, it's a tough one. Fulton, I think is as advertised. He's that good. Even though I had the Figueroa fight a draw, I thought he fought very impressively, especially with a guy with the Figueroa style and power and stuff like that. You know, he was able still to get the nod, even though they're I don't know. Are they gonna? Is this official, Mark? Is he still gonna have that rematch with Figueroa?
No, I don't think he have. No, I don't think he having no rematch with Figueroa. He fighting anyway.
Yeah, because that was the talk. That was what was being being talked about, that he was gonna have a rematch with with Figueroa for a vacant title at 130, if I'm not mistaken. But also what was and it was still kind of up in the air because we still had Butler to fight for undisputed. What was going down? But has there been official announcement? What's going on?
Oh, far as no, it's not official.
Okay.
It's you know how they tell you the deal finalizing, then they say official,
Okay.
then they'll say we got a date, then they'll say we got a venue.
Yeah.
They roll this shit out in phases. But
Yeah, I would have to. It's a 50-50 fight. I would say they both have an equal shot of beating each other. I think they're both that good.
there's only so many weights this guy gonna be able to go up in, man.
That's true. That's true. This could be
Right.
like the one that, well, he just didn't have enough. But I mean, the guy's so skilled in a way. So, but yeah, I would say it's a 50-50. I'll try to see if I can have a pick closer to fight night if it actually happens.
Who you got, sir, singing? Monster Inoue, Cool Boy Steph.
Man, salute to you, Mark, man. Keep doing big things out here killing them. Salute to everybody on the
Appreciate it,
panel.
man. Sir, you sound genuine too. I can tell you smiling while you saying it, man.
Yeah, man.
I can hear the love in your voice. I appreciate it, bro.
Most definitely. I told my wife this fight was going to happen. I said, your boy, a new way going to show you a new way to box and go ahead and get that undisputed. Then he going to fight that boy, Cool Boy Steph, because they both is like that and they want to smoke. I'm going to tell you how the fight. I'm going to go ahead and just put the breakdown. If your boy in a new way work the body how he wants to do, get his head movement right, he's going to win. If Cool Boy Steph can stop him from working the body how he wants to, go ahead, headhunt early on. Your boy, Cool Boy Steph, running away with another one. That's how I see the fight breaking down.
I'm gonna say this. Cool Boy Steph, I didn't like the style he chose to fight Brandon in, or do y'all think Brandon made him fight that fight? Because when I was talking to my boy Tay was like, nah, that's how Steph do. He gonna beat you at your own game. I was like, that shit only always work though. Beat him at your game, bro. You don't have to adjust to them. You the superior guy, right?
And
Yeah,
then
I think
I totally
Brandon
agree.
made
I
him.
think he tried to adjust to Inoue's game and get too many of them body shots. It's gonna be over.
Shit, I thought that was the shit that I thought Brandon Figueroa was hitting with them body shots. I thought he was ripping my boy Cool Boy to. I was like, damn, shifting him. But shit, he took them joints. He was popping them, pop shotting and slipping out the way. Like this gonna be. I think this is gonna be a very high level chess match. I don't see him fighting him the same way he fought Brandon Figueroa. But I think that Brandon Figueroa, shoot, I think that was a very tough test for him.
I agree with you, Mark.
Very tough test in that unification. Because Brandon blew the hell up. He was big as hell in that fight. Looked damn near like a welterweight to me in there. But or at least a 140 pounder. But I passed the mic around. Go ahead, Scholar. Sir,
Go ahead, Scholar.
I don't got nothing to add to that. I think Inoue moving in the right direction. I think I was on Mark's show when I said that I don't call him a monster because I feel like Manny was a real monster. Manny started off at his weight and he kept moving up, beating the lineal guys. And I think Inoue's starting to do that now at the tender age. I think he's going to make an attempt to do that. So we'll see. We'll see where he ends up. I just think that he's trying to make a push towards greatness. And I got to respect that. Like, even if he loses this fight, I won't be mad at him. But I have to go to the film to definitively say if I think Inoue's going to. Because Inoue's last fight, man, even though he won, he didn't look impressive to me. Or was it just me? Were y'all impressed with his last performance?
He was definitely in there with a runner, though. That dude was, now, people was trying to say Sandor Martin was running. Shit, Butler didn't even throw no punches, though. Butler barely threw punches in that fight. And I stayed up late night. A lot of us stayed up late to watch that shit early in the morning. I was like, man, I could have went to sleep for this shit. I was mad as hell.
Facts.
I was mad as hell getting up early, set my alarm for that shit. I mean, I expect the Inoue to win, But I thought Paul Butler was gonna make it more of a. I keep saying Paul Butler. His name is not Paul Butler. Who the hell is Paul Butler? Why didn't name sound familiar? Paul Butler. I think he's a MNSB. Is it Paul? Okay, it is Paul Butler. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I thought he was just gonna make it more of a fight than he did. He was a punch.
I mean, Ortiz last fight, I don't know. Remember who he was fighting, but that guy was undefeated. That guy was running, but Ortiz cut the ring down and stopped him. I feel like that's what Monster's supposed to do. So, I mean, Inoue gets the credit for being a monster. They act like Inoue's unstoppable. So I just expect monsters to do monster things. That's why I was so disappointed in Boots for not cutting the ring down and at least knocking the guy down, stopping him. I mean, it is what it is.
Taylor Bell said where the fight gonna be at. This fight's supposed to be in Japan, homie. In Japan. Y'all think he gonna get a fair shake in Japan, or he got to knock him out?
He's got to knock him out.
Damn, that's a lot of pressure, bro.
It is a lot of pressure, but the thing is that that's the thing is it's really what both fighters want, because I don't think here in the States it's going to attract the money power that it would in Japan, because in Japan, I mean, like boxing is like it's like their number one sport, So it's I think he would get more of a fair shake if they had it over here, But I mean, damn, he's not going to make as much money as if he fights him over there. But he's either going to have to whip his ass real good or get a knockout, which I don't think so, because I don't think Fulton's got the power like that.
Damn.
But it could be accumulation of punishment, I think Fulton checks all the boxes. He punches in combination. He's got a really good chin. I mean, he's got good foot movement. I mean, he's got it all. So he's got enough to pull the upset, I think.
Y'all go ahead. Let me grab something real quick. Y'all can go ahead and pass the mic.
Yeah, most definitely. I think baseball is the number one sport, even in Japan too. Like, they love baseball like we do in America, but definitely boxing is big over there, and just his following in Japan alone is going to really make that money. Versus over here, a lot of people know or heard of Inoue, but if you actually bring his name up, unless they really students of the art, they're going to say, well, I remember the highlight, or remember, this or that from a little clip. They don't really remember how his style is or how he fights or things of that nature. So him fighting in Japan is definitely going to be the money-wise thing. But as you said, like, he's probably going to have to really dust him or knock him out to get that win over there in Japan, because Inoue is going to have definitely the home court advantage.
Are they known for robbing people in Japan? I'm trying to remember. Who got robbed in Japan?
Not in the boxing ring. They more rob you on the street.
Yeah, I've never really heard of nobody getting robbed in Japan. That home cooking. I know the Japan people don't cheer. They're silent because they respect two warriors getting in the ring. So if they have that aspect, like a pure love for combat, I doubt they might rob them too. But there's always the home cooking factor. They say anytime you go into a fight with home cooking, you're already down 2 rounds. I think he should fight like he's down 2 rounds already.
I mean, I've seen plenty of robberies in my lifetime that happened over there, and that's just because in Japan normally it's either the Japanese dude is fighting a Mexican, or he's fighting a fucking Korean or something like that. But like two recent, in my opinion, that it was a robbery was Ioka versus this guy named Chiwas. I believe his last name is Gutierrez. I thought Gutierrez won. I thought he went clear, but they gave it to Ioka. And then just recently, I didn't watch the fight, so I couldn't tell you, but a lot of people were saying it was a bit of a robbery for Joshua Franco versus Ioka.
Oh, you know what? I think I remember that one. I think we was talking about that. That might have been one of the nominees for robbery of the year. Oh,
yeah. Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah, I can't remember all the rounds, but I remember that was a big stink about that. OTB Boxing School, what up, my bro?
Yeah, unfortunately, man, sometimes we can't watch the fights, so like we can't get a good like picture of like, oh yeah, this was definitely robbery or not, because like the Joshua Franco fight, it wasn't even on. They didn't have any what do they call it, broadcaster in the United States, even though he was fighting a guy from Texas.
Mm.
I think I was on your show, Mark, when I saw in the comments, oh yeah, the Aoka and it was on New Year's. The Aoka and Franco fight's about to start, and then when I checked to see like what the outcome was or what time it was going to start, or if there was a way I could watch it, it was already over. It was already a majority draw.
Yeah, I think people were talking about that.
Yeah, Mikey Garcia actually. I didn't know this, but a lot of people after the fact saying Mikey Garcia went on Instagram Live and started filming the fight from ringside.
Oh
A lot
yeah,
of people, a lot of people got to see it that way.
shout out to Mikey Garcia doing the bootleg thing. That's why Gary Russell tried it.
I guess so, huh?
Like Gary Russell. Bro, they were in Japan. You right here in Baltimore. You bootlegging.
I mean, if there's no broadcaster here, how else?
Yeah, good point. I guess.
That's what it is.
Man, what's the cool boy Steph best punch off the top of your head? Anybody know? What y'all think his best his best attributes? Is it his speed? Is it athleticism? Counter punching? Aggressiveness? His gas? Like IQ? What do y'all think is his best attribute?
Well, I can say fighting off the back foot. I thought he displayed that beautifully versus Figueroa.
Yeah, he did. And
What kept him in the fight, to be honest.
Yeah. My boy OTB said his bots and IQ. What about you guys? What do you think his best attributes are? And I'm gonna ask y'all the same thing about Monster too.
Y'all would definitely say his IQ, that combined with his counter punching is what definitely shows that he's like that. If you take that away from his game, his abilities drop tremendously.
Udo, same question. Oh no, Boston Scholar. Scholar, holla.
Oh, my bad. My phone was breaking up. You asked the same question that you said to everybody else, right? What is Fulton's best asset?
Yeah.
I say his work rate. He never stops fighting. If you go back and look at his fights, he never gives the guy his hands. You know, fighters tend to give people their hands on the inside so they can tie them up so they can get a break, like a free ride. He does not do that. That nigga does not stop throwing punches. He pulls his hands back in the inside and he uppercut, hook, like he does. So I say his work rate and his punch volume to me makes for an exciting fight between the two. I'm really excited about this fight.
Oh yeah, I'm excited about it too. I hope it comes to fruition. So real quick, one more time, give me y'all picks now. Who y'all got winning? Early pick. I know this is subject to change as we get closer to the fight.
Well, I'll start it off and say I got Inoue. If he can hurt him early on to the body, he takes good body shots, but I think Inoue's ability to just stop you to the body is amazing. And if he can get that going, Inoue's going away with it.
Okay. Good answer. I like that. All right, same question. Porto, Scholar.
It's hard for me to say without looking at the film, but I'm gonna have to go with Fulton. I think Fulton work ethic will cause like a fight to break out, and I think that he'll get the better of it. I think he could take more than Inoue could take. Inoue, as good as he is, I mean, this might sound a little racist, but I look at bone structure and him being Asian, he has small bones. And I think Fulton will be able to crack him and possibly re-injure that orbital bone or whatever, because he has thicker bones than him. He's a naturally bigger guy. So I don't know. I think a lot of looking at film, I'm gonna go with Fulton.
No, you didn't bring in the Asian hate, man.
No, I just try to when I'm making a prediction, I try to bring all the aspects of the puzzle, and bone thickness and bone density is one of them to me. If a guy's a bleeder or not, if a guy gets cut easy, and I think that Fulton's a bigger guy, so I'm gonna go with Fulton.
All right. Was that everybody? Puto, did you give me your final pick one more time?
I didn't have one, but I mean, like, if pressed, I would lean towards not Fulton, excuse me, towards Inoue, just because I mean, I think they're both and boxing scholar Salah being on panels with scholar, Fulton's work rate has to be respected as well. It's one of another one of his best qualities. But yeah, just in punching power, in punch resistance. I mean, he's gotten cracked by some really big punchers and has been able to withstand. I would maybe inch a bit towards Inoue, but one thing I was thinking too, and the one thing that he won't know until he's in there is the pure boxing skill that Fulton brings. I mean, that could be a jarring experience, because it's going to be the first time he's ever seen somebody that could literally is like a baseball 5-tool player. You know, even though I don't think he's a power puncher, I think he's underrated in his punching ability a bit. And I just think he's got all the tools, you know, like to give Inoue a lot of problems. So it's all to me. It's all going to depend on whether the adjustments that Fulton makes against what Inoue brings, and if Inoue can make those counter adjustments. But I'll lean towards Monster.
You lean towards Monster? Do you think Fulton has enough power to keep Monster honest? Like you said, he only has 8 knockouts out of 21 fights.
That's the $1 million question, isn't it? Because I didn't think he had enough power to keep Fulton off of him.
I mean, Figueroa, excuse me. Right, Figueroa, 20. He was like 22-0 or something like that. 18, like he was just hitting, man.
But saying that though, Mark, that still wasn't enough. Like Fulton still got the nod, you know, right. And it was a very close fight. I had it a draw myself, but it was a very close fight.
Who's the best guy on Inoue's record? Does he got a guy that's a young, strong guy like Brandon Figueroa on his record? What's the closest thing to it, in your opinion?
To a Fulton?
Yeah.
He's got nobody like a Fulton on his record, to be honest.
Or Brandon Figueroa?
To a Brandon Figueroa.
Undefeated, strong champion.
And awkward, too. Awkward. I mean, those awkward fighters, I mean, I don't care what anybody says. That's just what I think personally is awkward fighters always give even the best fighters like fits, because they're just so, I don't know, I couldn't even break it down, to be honest. It's just those awkward fighters. Manny Pacquiao, I mean, fucking Figueroa. I mean, it's just these guys, the way they deliver punches from weird angles for whatever. It's just you could never prepare for a style like that.
Anybody want to add anything else to that before I move on?
No, I'm just waiting for this fight, man. I honestly wish, if you really look at it, if you put both of these fighters together, you got the best fighter. They both lack where the other one is strong. So that's why I definitely, like, we hate to say this 50-50 fight thing, but this is a real 50-50 fight. You got one guy is bigger, but he's not that strong. One guy, you know, is strong, but he little. So it's like, it's definitely a great matchup, man. This is awesome.
My boy said if Donaire broke his face at 40, yeah, I'll take Fulton. Oh yeah, I forgot. Cool boy Steph could knock that shit back loose.
Fulton don't got the punching power like Donaire, man. Donaire is a real deal with that shit.
Hey, that shit already been put back together with super glue and duct tape.
That's true.
They probably got metal plates and shit in it. Usually, something like that happen, they end up breaking the other side.
Yeah, the big fish. Case in point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that that'll make him vulnerable, and I think that he could be drawn out into a gunfight. I don't feel like he'll stay and like try to let the guy get the best of him like he did with Donaire. He could be drawn out, and I think that stylistically this should be an exciting fight. The only way it's not is if they have too much respect for each other, which I don't think will happen. And I just think, like I said, I think he's vulnerable because of his bone structure, and I think that Fulton can do a job on that eye. I think he could finish where Nonito picked up, because he can't do it for one punch because he don't punch as hard as Nonito. But accumulation of punches from a guy with dense bones, hey, who knows?
I'm reading the chat. Y'all crazy, yo. Yo, you and the boxing scholar and the boxing scientist in the chat battling for the name.
You see that nigga tapped out, try to say he got to go back to work. Nah, don't you leave now.
Yeah, it's all good. Shout out to my boy OTB Boxing School. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to him. Shout out to him and everybody in the winning team doing their thing. He said it always cost him too. Pack went Knight, Brandon will too. Unconventional versus conventional for a reason. Night when you get predictable. Shoot, them unconventional dudes be shaking the game up. What was my guy? Vic Darchinian. Very awkward. Very unpredictable. Wasn't the most quote unquote skilled guy, but he had some skill, but he had that one hitter quitter, man. Remember Vic Darchinian? He would confuse people. He would look half drunk in there. He had like a drunken monkey type style. Y'all remember Vic Darchinian?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he was very, very, very. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That wasn't me.
No, go ahead.
No, my bad. I cut you off, Sir Senior. Go ahead, man.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I love those guys who are like seem like they dancing or it's a video game to them. That those guys really definitely mess up your head because you're like, am I hurting him? Am I like what I need to do? It definitely get you confused, and the war is always won in the brain.
Shout out to Urban Dance Legend. Said I had my orbital bone broken by a Japanese shoot champion in an MMA bout via a high kick over 20 years ago. Damn. Shout out to you, champ. Thanks for pulling up. And he said broken bones are strong. He said broken bones are strong at the point it was broken, but it means the adjacent bone can break instead. Absolutely. And it depends on how it broke. How did they heal it? Did they put screws or anything in it, or did they let it, they casted you up, let it build naturally? Sometimes you got to get them plates and screws in, and I think that weakens the other side because those screws got to screw into something. You know what I'm saying? Those screws screw into the other side, and yeah, and then you might knock that loose. The body ain't meant to have screws and shit in it,
Yeah, those eye injuries are tricky, huh?
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's not natural. He said, matter of fact, Donaire did yeah, absolutely. It's on his highlight reel. Yeah, but those Arco guys. Shit, who else was awkward? Mayorga was awkward as hell. But look, let me ask y'all, man. So they talking about the Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia thing supposed to be going down on tax day, April 15th. Who's going to the fight? Anybody going to the fight? Like, I don't care where it's at, I'm going, or like, yo, I'll go fix my city.
I'll be there. I don't care where it's at.
Chances are it's gonna be on your side though. It's gonna be right there in Cali, or it's gonna be somewhere in Cali, or somewhere in Vegas. What do you think they're gonna do that at? That's Vegas, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be at the MGM in Vegas, I think.
Let's go.
Major moves. Massive. That is massive. Terrible accent, but y'all get it. Wow. All right. Who? How y'all see this shaping out? Y'all think this fight is still going through? Y'all think something's gonna happen in the last minute? We've seen these things happen before.
Nah, I think they want it. I think Oscar making those demands and them obliging with it means they want the fight just as bad as Oscar and Ryan wanted. So, I mean, looks good so far.
Go ahead.
Oh, I agree with Scholar.
The fight go through. They really, they finally got Ryan to stop lying. So, and Ryan got speed, man. That's going to be a great fight. I see him getting uppercutted and it's over, man.
Go ahead, pass it around.
Mark, I think it happens, but nothing surprises me nowadays. I'm not gonna pick a winner or a loser in this fight. I'm just gonna sit back, enjoy, relax, watch it. Whoever wins. I do know that if they ever do announce it and pen gets put to paper, Jaime Munguia needs to get his lawyer and see what the fuck's going on over there, because something's going on over there.
What you mean he need to get his lawyer and see what's going on?
So Ryan Garcia is represented by Oscar De La Hoya. So is Jaime Munguia. Jaime Munguia had a fight signed to fight Jermall Charlo. Oscar De La Hoya comes in last minute, says the zone needs to be involved. That fight falls apart. So what's the whatever difference what was the difference between this fight and the Munguia and Jermall fight? I don't get the difference here.
I think it's the team. It's not just Oscar. Like Ryan has a different team over there, and he I think he calling more of the shot. I think he has a little more leverage than Jaime Munguia because of his star power. What do you think?
I mean, that could be the case, but I mean, are you doing right by your guy? I mean, you're trying to get this guy the best fights possible, right? I mean, he had a pretty good fight lined up. I mean, it was going to be good for both of their careers, for Jermall and for Jaime Munguia. I just don't like how that one ended, to be honest. And I don't know.
I got my boy That Guy Clips joins the panel. Wagwan. Yo, remember when I went to Jamaica in February last year? I came back, I was speaking with a fake Jamaican accent for like a whole week.
Yeah, I was about to say you had about a week. You had about a week with that bullshit in your system. You kept wearing green and yellow.
I turned the lights in the studio green instead of blue or red. I had them green. I was waving the Jamaican flag. I had the hat, the jacket.
Yeah, Mark went all the way out, man. I'm talking about he jumped all the way out the window, full Geronimo.
Yeah,
cultural appropriation at its finest.
Yeah, man, I jumped out the window. Well, fine, Brad Dry. Respect. Hey, look, when I was watching boxing, I was calling fights. When somebody got hit with a good shot, I was like, Bumba Clyde.
He got hit with a massive uppercut.
Massive uppercut. Yeah, but talk to me, man. What's on your mind, bro?
Man, man. Shout out to my brethren, them. You know what I'm saying? All my peoples in the neighborhood. We out here chilling, man. Wow. Shout out to Marq Nash, Ivan Redcash. That was great. I was a little busy. I just sat in the background. You know what I'm saying? But yo,
we got Tarver on Friday, man. Antonio Tarver gonna be in the neighborhood on Friday. Him and Junior. So
that's something like Antonio Tarver. Like it was so crazy because I didn't call it, but that was one of the first fights when I realized I could call a fight, because that when he knocked out Roy, I knew the history between them, how he was very familiar with Roy from their sparring. And that was the one fight when, like, as they was walking out, I kept saying everybody like, man, shut the fuck up, Mike. Shut the fuck up, Mike. I'm like, yo, Tarver don't give a fuck about Roy. I was just looking at Tarver's eyes like, he don't give a fuck about Roy. So, man, I can't wait to see Tarver, because that's actually a fun childhood memory. Like, everybody in the room, like, niggas was throwing shit at me. Man, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Man, as soon as Tarver knocked out Roy, man, I'm telling you. Oh, man, if you talking about the I told you so, it was, man, my petty was on 1,000 that night.
Hell yeah.
Money was on the table.
Could have just got lucky, Clips.
Nah, Tarver knew him, man. They had that history. Like, they started together. Tarver knew him. And you could see it in the body language. If we ever do the rewatch, I'm going to build up to the Tarver interview. Watch their body language. Tarver just has this calm and this confidence, like he just knows, all right, I just need this nigga to do this, and I'm going to come over top.
Yeah, because right before he knocked Roy out, Roy had a nice flurry. And then he just came over the top with that joint, man. Roy never did something.
Like for real, not even trying to belabor this, but like if you really, that was one of the most perfect examples of setting somebody up. Like you could see the whole fight. Tarver is waiting for Roy to go like this, so he could just come over and bam. You could just see it, like, you know. And if you're somebody like me who studies body language, you could see, like, you know what I'm saying, like Tarver's just calm, like he's probably replaying that moment in his head before the fight, like he's just waiting for that moment, you know, like how Kobe used to do.
Hey, it was one more moment in the corner where where Tarver came back and Buddy was like, "You showing him too much respect. Man, stop using that respect word, man." He got mad at Buddy for saying that. That's when I knew Tarver he knew about Roy before Roy knew about him, and that was the guy he was gunning at. He probably his whole career trained out trained to look for that one day to knock Roy out. I think that's what Tarver was like, and that's why he stylistically gave Roy so much trouble because he. I mean, after Roy, he kind of didn't do a lot after Roy. It was like that was his high point.
Yeah.
My nigga, shout out to Tarver. But you know what I'm saying? You know, you see them in that Sly Stallone movie, you know what I'm saying? Roy Tarver was not the Tarver that knocked out Roy by the time he did that movie. That man was huge as hell. But I really do agree with you. Like, it felt like Tarver, like, yeah, like he saw Roy as the mountaintop and he really fashioned himself to be able to take out Roy. Now, understanding that, you know, once you take out the king, now you have to defend the throne. And so I don't think he really was stylistically ready for, you know, the next fighters coming up the pipe. And I think he probably lost some of his focus, silk sheets and all.
Yeah, he did the movie. Remember,
yeah, that's what I said.
Go ahead.
Oh, my fault. No, that's what I said earlier. Like, if you see how big he was in that Sly Stallone movie, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Tarver wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Tarver wasn't like focused on boxing. Maybe a box of chicken wings, but he was focused on boxing.
And also, not to no disrespect to Antonio, I think he was going through some other troubles too, you know, some addiction troubles too. So, you know, I think that played a part as well.
Oh, if that's the case, that makes sense. And
that's what I've heard. That's what I've heard.
Ask him about it. Let's not speculate. I'm gonna ask him.
No, yeah. Just yeah. I don't want to disrespect him either. That's what better ask now than ask him. You know?
I got a question that you could probably ask them, Mark, if you want to. But I was just curious about he later in his career he knocked out Emmanuel Stewart's nephew, Jonathan Banks, and I was wondering he tested positive afterwards, and I was wondering, like, did he knowingly take steroids? Did he normally put?
Man, we try to get Tarver to come back and do multiple interviews.
What did he test positive for exactly?
I don't remember. I don't recall. I just remember.
I can have something to go into it with.
Okay, I'll look it up. I just remembered from my memory. Now you can put a case on me, but from my memory, I think he had a broadcasting job and he was boxing at the same time. And when he tested positive for steroids, they fired him from the broadcasting job. That was weird.
I mean, that only makes sense. I mean, if your integrity as an athlete is compromised, remember, it's your prestige as an athlete that lends credence to you as a commentator.
I feel like that was unfair because he's an analyst. That taking steroids doesn't have anything to do with him. He's one of the best. He's one of the best analysts in the game to me. I feel like there's a tier. There's tiers to everything, but I feel like Antonio Tarver does a good job at analyzing, and I don't think he should have lost his job for that.
As fucked up as it is, why do you think Major League Baseball did Pete Rose the way he did? If Pete Rose, if you're compromised on this level, you as a manager, you as a this, you as a that, so many things involving you in baseball just seems tainted. Remember, this is a business. We ain't talking about fair, right, or wrong. We're talking about.
But he fixed games though.
Huh?
He gambled on games that he was
exactly.
playing.
His integrity. That's what I mean. His integrity as an athlete is now in question. And until as long as that cloud there, as long as that stinks in the room, and until it airs out, we can't have you on TV, you know what I'm saying, still at the baseball games now as a commentator or still as a manager, or like saying what he's saying is about Antonio Tarver. You can't be commentating on fights, talking about a fight when, you know, you just pop dirty. That makes sense. I don't think that's crazy.
And he tested positive for a synthetic testosterone before his fight versus before a drug test before his heavyweight draw versus Steve Cunningham on October 14th.
That was a final fight too.
Yeah, I remember that fight actually. That's crazy. It was just fake testosterone, Puro?
Yeah, that's all it says. It says Antonio Tarver tested positive for synthetic testosterone.
I would have said I tried out some dick pills or something, man. Come on, man. Like,
still banned though. Clip, that's the thing. You know.
I didn't even know the old lady said drink this. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm sure they gave up some type of explanation for it. You know.
But still,
it was the second time in 3 years that he popped.
Well, I just realized something too when I was like, why he's not in the Hall of Fame yet? Probably because of those classes too. That was right there. Like he didn't come eligible till 2020, and then 2020, that was the COVID year, and they they doubled up the next year. Like it was like 2020, 2021, and 2022 all went in last year, right? Last June they did 20, 21, 22. That shit was a loaded class. That was Hopkins, Floyd, Andre Ward, Marquez. Like that shit was loaded. Who else got in that year? It was just loaded. Ann Wolf, Carl Crotch was in that one. Layla Ali. So yeah,
Holly Holmes.
Holly Holmes was in that one. So that was 20, 21, 22 was a very loaded class. Tim Bradley got in with some got in this year. Who I can't remember, but I think Tarver might get in either next year or the year after.
And shout out to Antonio Tarver. You know what I'm saying? If I'm on the panel, if I when he's on the show, I say it to his face like shout out to him in a generation, in an era of such shining stars and radiant stars. You know what I'm saying? His light was still able to be shined and his name was known. And so that, okay, he might have not been the brightest star. You know what I'm saying? Like Nash is alluding to, like the classes that he's in, but he's definitely going in there because, anybody who old enough to remember that era and any student of the game of boxing, like, the things that Tarver did, I hate to say it, but yeah, just the Roy Jones alone and how that just really upset the apple cart.
Shit.
Yeah. Go ahead, Bosco.
It did more than that, Clips. It upset America. All the black people in America was just sitting there with their mouth open and they ice cream on the ground like, Roy, no.
I was talking about I told you so counting money, but it was like everybody saw Superman on the ground snoring with Antonio Tarver standing over. It was a Buster Douglas moment. It was one of them, oh shit. Ooh.
Let me let my boy OTB Boxing School get up in here. What's up, Professor?
Man, salute to the panel, man. Salute to the Brody. How you feeling tonight, bro?
I'm good. I call you the professor. No, you the dean of the school. Shout out to the dean.
Yeah.
Boxing School. He the dean.
Shit, you a professor? Shit,
yeah, I'm a professor, but this your school, man. How you doing, my brother? Welcome back. What's on your mind, big dog?
Man, I had to come, man. Y'all definitely was cooking, man. But it was the Pete Rose for me, man. How we fought him, how we take away his accolades on the field for what he do off the field.
Cook up.
Like, we talking about the hit king. Shit, it ain't like he got a record that we gonna see broke anytime soon, short of steroids. Shit, so I don't know, man. I could be a little biased because I'm from Cincinnati. You feel me? But
shout out to the Queen City. Yeah.
Go ahead, OTB.
But I just always that always, like, it bothered me, bro. Like, how do we take away what he did on the field? You talking about Charlie Hustle. This man ain't never on the field. Ain't nan baseball player that'll ever question the integrity that Pete Rose played the game of baseball with. Yet we can fault him as a manager and not even as an unsuccessful manager. It ain't like he was betting on games that they was losing. He wasn't throwing games. Shit, he was winning. We talking about Big Red Machine.
You ain't lying. I mean, listen. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Ohio. I'm from up north. I ain't down the way. But I respect the Big Red Machine. Y'all did a lot of things with that crazy Nazi lady running y'all shit. You know what I'm saying? In spite of her having y'all goose stepping out there, y'all was still kicking ass.
Facts. Talk about it all.
Yeah. In spite of it, I be in the Queen a lot. Man. I fucks with it, man. I fucks with it so tough. But I think it's just one of those things where it's like integrity and an image and perception thing. I do think that he was made a wrongful example of, especially like when you see in the NBA in the early 2000s and late 90s when the one ref, Donahue, whatever, explained how he fixed all these games and how all it takes is one ref and maybe one or two players just to miss a shot here or there, like to where there's so many players you can look at and it's like, in other sports where you could probably say that's what he did his whole goddamn career, and you probably have a stronger case. I just think it was Pete Rose's keeping it gangster. And I don't know what you're talking about, looking the commissioner dead in the face, without blinking an eye when they know good and damn well he gambled. And so that, now it's just that petty. Oh, so you gonna go to the grave with this? All right, this is the hill you're gonna die on. I think that's what happened to Pete Rose. You know what I'm saying? Like, he stood his ground, and that's where he was buried.
I agree, bro. But while they put the magnitude on Pete, you was turning your eye the whole steroid problem that would invoke the next 20 years in baseball.
Well, they
encouraged it wasn't gambling that had an impact on the historical records in baseball over the next 20 years.
You're 100% right.
Yeah.
To add to what OTB is saying, that's basically what I was saying with Tarver. Like, they try to take this moral high ground in boxing where they gave a guy his boxing license and he had a viral disease in boxing that could be spread through blood. Like, this is the people that's trying to go the integrity route. We seen them find people for not making weight, and then still letting fights happen, moving people around, moving people up through the rankings. Like, boxing doesn't have any integrity left to give. Like, I don't understand why the fuck that he's losing his job for something he didn't do that was job related. It's the same thing with Paulie. I feel like Paulie should still have his job.
No, wait a minute. Mauricio Suleiman said very clear that it was unrelated, behind the scenes, off camera stuff that he's not at liberty to discuss. Now, whether that's just political and legal jargon to try to sound professional, but those words also naturally do imply that there's layers to the onion, and you can't lump Paulie into that, especially when that's the official statement.
You mean Steven Espinoza?
Espinoza, excuse me. Yes, Espinoza, sorry.
Go ahead, Porto, sir, saying y'all want to jump back in this conversation?
Yes, sir. I just think, when there's known boxers in the Hall of Fame right now that failed the same drug tests for steroids, for diuretics, whatever, I just think it's a little bit hypocritical to leave somebody out of it.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Yeah, yep.
Evander Holyfield.
If it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander, man.
Vitaly Klitschko, Roy Jones Jr.
Roy
I
Jones.
mean, the list goes on.
James Toney,
Pernell Whitaker.
Rest in peace. I really think.
Yeah, I wouldn't say the brother that was deceased. My bad, man.
Hey, if you on the list, bro, you on the list.
Fair enough.
You're right about that. Of course, a Cincinnati nigga would say it that way. But we petty up here. Mark don't even know. He got to come up to Ohio. Hey, OTB, when you tell him he got to come up to Ohio and find out about
Hey, Mark, you got to come to Ohio, bro. I promise we gonna roll the carpet out for you.
No, I'm straight.
Nah, Queen City do it nice. Queen City do it nice, man. Every time I went to Queen City, I got
the niggas that shot up the T.I. tour bus and all of that shit.
That was T.I.'s. I told you that story. That was kind of not respecting the home team. I told you that story off camera.
You gotta respect where you at, man. You can't just be, man.
Hey, OTB.
Y'all come to
and
Atlanta.
That was my birthday weekend, y'all. Like
hey, OTB. My homeboy Othello was down there at the Ritz that night, called me a little bit before it happened. He's like, yo, they got Avondale and Bond Hill talking to each other at the bar about this nigga. I don't think it's gonna go well. I said, what? You got them neighborhoods getting together because he in the club acting up? I said, he gotta leave.
Man, when I say he had Avondale, Bond, and downtown, bro. He had
Avondale, Bond Hill don't play that shit.
Man, and it ain't but two stoplights that separate these hoods, y'all. It's one hill and two stoplights, and these niggas kill each other like it's buying a bag of chips.
Man, Hatfield's in McCoy, man. There's like two streets where it's like, man, you don't even go to the store on them streets unless you really tapped in because they're too active, bro. It's too active down there. He throwing money in dope boy faces. Come on, nigga.
Yeah, that was a bad deal. That shit fucked up my birthday weekend, man.
Yeah, the whole city. Now, I went down there a week afterwards, and there was still feds and everything. The whole city was locked down. That shit was a mess.
Bro, when I say I had to respect him, y'all, because he fought his way out the club. He fought in the club and then fought his way out the club. and then got into the shootout on the highway. Like,
On some
she,
Mad Max shit up and down the highway, niggas was at, man. I'm talking about that shit looked like Bad Boys, scene out of Bad Boys. But but back to the boxing, man. Man, I don't know. I think it's more what Mark said than anything about the drugs and the testing. I think it's more that with COVID, Tarver is in a thicker class, and some of them class are more attractive names, more lengthier resumes. He'll get in.
All right, let me ask you this, OTB, since I got you on the panel now, man. You was talking a lot of boxing in the chat. Talk to me. We got this fight right here, Tank and Ryan. Talk to me. I know it's still early. Picks could change as we get closer to the fight. Shit, the fight could get called off, as far as we know nowadays in time. COVID, injuries, shit, somebody might, want to fight at a different weight. Who knows? Jail. Fight at a different weight. Motherfucker might get in a car accident and say, fuck it. I don't want to fight at 35 no more. I'm gonna fight at 40. You know what I'm saying? Anything can happen. I'm just saying anything can happen.
Wake up in the morning, sniff a bag, and say, you know what?
Motherfucker might say, fuck y'all. I'm taking the BLK Prime route. They gonna give me you know what I'm saying? Anything could happen. Talk to me, OTB. But give me your early prediction. Who you think gonna win this shit?
man, I think Ryan earns the respect of the whole boxing community within the course of this fight. I won't even be inclined to say that we might see both fighters knocked down in this fight. And I was gonna save this for my show tomorrow, but I'm gonna hip y'all on to something. It's a sparring video where Ryan sparring Rolly Romero. And Ryan hit Rolly with the same shot that Tank knocked him out with. But if you can do that impulsively in the sparring match, then I had to really go back and study Ryan's boxing IQ. Now, as far as the dimensions of the fight, the success I see him having is because Tank has problems closing distance and he's not the most active fighter. Ryan has quick hands and power in both hands. Now, we done seen Tank look like he lost the fight after his last 4 fights. If you look at his picture, you don't know if he won or lost. You understand? Unless he done knocked his man out. I mean, unless you seen him knock his man out. So I do see Ryan having some success in this fight, bro. And yeah, I mean, I can't say that I see Tank knocking him out right now because Ryan done fixed a lot of these deficiencies. And not only that, I really believe in Joe Goosen as a trainer.
Hold on, let me get my guy right here back on. Okay. Go ahead. Anybody want to reply to that?
Man, where was you at, OTB, when I was up here talking the same shit you saying, and they called me a hater? I don't know shit about boxing. Tank don't have trouble closing the distance. They called me everything under the sun, man. I said the exact same thing.
I don't know, Boxing Scholar, because we might have to take this to Mark, because I think even though I have been one of the biggest Ryan Garcia critics, I was also one of the earliest when they was calling for this fight saying Ryan could beat Tank. As much as I don't like him, I'll be the first to tell you I see Ryan beating Tank. If it goes past 5-6 rounds, Tank's one of those guys. Eventually, he's gonna touch you like a Deontay Wilder. But the way he starts slow, for all the reasons that OTB just said, I've been around boxing too much. I could see someone with that speed and whatever, and seeing how Pitbull's pressure confused him, seeing how even a fighter that didn't really maybe hurt Tank was able to get off because Tank's just trying to download and time it out. I could see somebody with some speed and the right pressure who is just naturally able to control length. Forget his skill-wise. His body can just give something, take one extra thing to make him wait. I could see somebody grabbing up some rounds and possibly hurting Tank. Don't know if we go to they both get knocked down, but I could see that too because Ryan hurts him early and they start trying to brawl it out. We get a couple knockdowns, but Tank's hurt.
Facts.
Yeah, I think that Tank has admittedly said in the Rolly fight, I just wanted to feel his power. I wanted to wait. Can't wait against no speedy guy, man. He gonna be racking up points by throwing punches. most of Tank's knockouts, like the Leo Santa Cruz, it comes to mind when he knocked out Rolly, the Mario Barrios fight. A lot of those fights, a lot of people had it. A lot of people questioned the judging. They said it was either a close fight or Tank was losing. Even the Isaac Cruz fight. So I just feel like Tank is not a person that goes in to win rounds. He goes in to knock you out. What if you're looking for a knockout that may never come? Because the more that you keep stepping up in competition, the better the chins are gonna get, the better the eyes are gonna get, the better the focus is gonna get. So they're gonna be able to take your shot. Even if they get knocked down, they might have the audacity to get back up. And when that happened to Wilder, you remember that clip of Wilder, Tyson Fury getting up Wilder's face? That's
Exactly.
the
Took
same
his
face
soul.
Tank gonna have.
They took Wilder's soul. I'd like, yo, I've said it 1,000. Sometimes in fights, sometimes when I was growing up, sometimes like being a smaller dude, you would just learn to absorb the punishment and absorb the whatever, and you would just wait for that motherfucker to make that little breath where, damn, I'm still
That's
fighting.
all you need, and I'm on your ass like a
Man.
pitting heat. That's all I need.
I would just sit there and play possum sometimes because once you see that, you know what I'm saying?
And
now
you
he
know the
asking
fight ain't
questions.
gonna be but 7 minutes. You know what I mean? So
Damn.
But you don't because come on, man. Like, because once you do that, because Wilder was a great example. Thank you for that, Scholar, because we're talking about an adrenaline dump. Mark, you be with your medical profession background, you know what I'm talking about. That adrenaline dump where you just gave it all and you're like Wilder, you're dancing. Hell yeah, I knocked him out. And this nigga gets up and actually he doesn't even look dazed. He gets up and goes.
well, and something else I give y'all a heads up on.
Tank never seen that. I'm sorry. Tank's never seen that. Tank's never put nobody down and seen somebody get up and say, do it again, bitch.
Facts. And that's where I was going. The mental anguish, the mentally tougher fighter. When like the boxing scholars say, when things don't go your way and you start pressing, you get out of your fundamentals a little lapsing because you want this shot now and it ain't presented itself. You understand? And not only that, we've seen Ryan face that adversity already. We done seen Ryan get up and win a fight. I ain't never seen Tank do it.
And for them same reasons that I clown him as talking about Flash Ryan Garcia, might be the same reasons why I will gladly crown him. OTB said it best. We've seen Ryan get sat on his ass, get told, no, that's not working, try something else. And we seen that boy get up there and figure it out. We seen Tank be a blunt instrument and just keep beating the wall till the wall crumbles. What if that wall don't move?
Broke his whole wrist trying to land that uppercut.
But that's against a smaller opponent too. So he's hit, he messed himself up trying to hit Isaac Cruz. Isaac Cruz was able to get under his shots a little better.
But you're right. But listen to what you said, though, Mark. He's beating the wall. He didn't he's not downloading no, this is a smaller dude. So Ryan's bigger. He's controlling the length. Tank's going to try that same thing over and over and over again. We've seen that stubbornness. I'm going to get you eventually. I'm going to get you eventually. So imagine if he's fighting someone longer and faster. Every time he's stepping forward saying, I'm going to get you eventually, he's getting his ass popped.
And Ryan can give him the different looks. You know what I mean? I ain't going to hold y'all. Like, Ryan can give him the different looks that really can give Tank them problems because shit, he don't use his jab. Not just because you 5'5", but because, you know what I mean, because of his height. Shit.
I was about to say that.
It allowed him to get countered a lot. So, yeah, I mean, he have to depend on his timing. Like shit. And as impeccable as that timing is, like shit, you dealing with somebody who possess power in both hands as well. And man, for me to say that I'm not prepared to see Tank deal with that, man, or for me to say that it's unrealistic that he gonna have to deal with that, man, I'd be lying to myself and lying and cheating the sport.
And that's where I'm at with it. This is no fanboy. This is somebody who still think, you know what I'm saying, there might be a banana in the tailpipe when it comes to Flash, but God bless him. You know what I'm saying? As a boxing fan, as a man, and as somebody who can dispassionately look at the, you know what I'm saying, just look at the physics and the science of the fight and the data that I've seen from both fighters, I'm seeing a physical possibility, a road, like a clear road for Ryan for victory. And then the more key aspect, mental, I'm seeing Ryan has an ability to mentally frustrate Tank, because Tank has shown me in different aspects that mentally, yeah, he's got a great boxing IQ, but mentally, he can get talked out of himself. He can get talked out. He can talked into jumping out of his body.
Go
You
ahead,
do that
Pierre.
right. I mean, for real, Ryan talks the right shit on the build-up, on the press, which we all know Ryan can do. That's what I'm saying. The path is clear. I can see Ryan really getting under this boy's skin, really motherfucking fucking with him to where Tank, I want to knock this little bitch out. I'm going to knock this little bitch out. And we know how stubborn Tank is. I'm going to go knock this bitch out. And what if Ryan's just quick enough, just to, like you said, just stealing them points and them fast little punches and them little shits like that. And we haven't seen Tank truly.
Well, my only counter with that is we never seen Ryan be perfect. Yeah, I mean, as good as he looked against Javier Fortuna, shit, I seen you still get caught with your chin up in the air. I seen you still abandon your jab at times so you could land this pretty ass left check hook that you like to land off the back foot. And some of these defense, you got to be perfect. Ryan got to be perfect. This got to be the first time we see him be perfect for 12 rounds. And to me, that's what that fight come down to. Can Ryan be perfect for 12 rounds? And can Tank be patient? Because like you were saying against Isaac Cruz, he was getting up under them. But it's your inability to digest and understand, I'm going to have to set these shots up. This going to have to be a 2-3 punch combination where I can shift his hands, where I can move his guard, because he tight right now. You understand? So Tank don't have to be patient. You can't be in there trying to land this pretty ass left hook, because Ryan going to check hook your ass to sleep.
I think that Ryan knows what he's up against. I mean, we as YouTubers, we ain't got to get in the ring and we know what he up against. I think that he's gonna have to be focused. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He knows what Tanks possesses, and he's been doing a scouting report. And he also said something that was interesting to me. He said that everybody's gonna be trying to duplicate the Luke Campbell shot, so he's aware that his opponents are gonna try to duplicate that shot, the jab to the stomach, and then come over the top with your power punch. So he's aware of that. But I don't think that I think if Ryan Garcia was mentally into boxing, I knew it was 100% focused, I would go lay my cash down on Ryan. I just don't know where he's at with it. Like, shit, just a while ago he was dealing with depression, pulling out a fight. So I just don't know where he is. But I still think physical attributes wise, he has more attributes than Tank. To me, in my opinion, I feel like Tank is just all power. I feel like Ryan has speed. He has a better jab. He has the height difference. Like, even in the Fortuna fight, I didn't even see that fucking punch, bro. I just seen Fortuna's legs wobble and him go down. Like, everybody that's picking Tank is picking Tank based off of Ryan Garcia win. I want y'all to think about that for a second. They'll say, well, Ryan got caught by Luke Campbell and he got up.
No, hold on, Scholar. Bring that bar back. That's the bar right there. That is the bar. I want somebody to motherfucking try to motherfucking discredit that bar. Everybody's basing Tank winning off of Ryan Garcia win. That's the thing that made me have to humble myself and change my opinion about Ryan Garcia. That fact right there.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Everybody, if you hear any Tank fan, they always base it off of him getting off the canvas. They're looking at the wrong things in boxing. What that showed me in boxing is grit, where you can get up off the canvas. Because everything, I mean, anybody could win when they got the advantage and they just beating up on the guy and turn him into a fucking walking heavy bag. But can you get up off the canvas and win a boxing match? I mean, not too many people can do that. Some people is only good for when they put it on your ass. The moment you go to putting it on them, they turn into cowards. So Ryan showed me a lot in that fight. So, like I said, man, if I knew Ryan was 100% focused on this fight, which I think he is, and I still might put some money on him only because he didn't want no tune-up fight. I'm like, oh shit, he want to go straight to Tank, and he knows what Tank possesses. It's a lot of different things why I think I'm gonna ride with Ryan on this one.
Man, Tank told us out his own mouth, I need work. I got a lot to work on after the Hector Garcia fight. Man, when he said that, y'all, I gained more respect for Tank than I've had for him at any point in his career. since I was next to him at the rap battles. Like, you know what I mean? But man, once he say that, then I know, I mean, you not just, you know that you need to work on something. You know what I mean? And that was humbling, man, for me to see that. But I definitely agree with you though, Skyler, man. I think that Ryan do have some success. It's just, can he be perfect? Can you stay behind that jab? Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, I actually, if you go back and look at my breakdown on that Javier Fortuna fight, Javier Fortuna drop his hands when he go to close the distance a lot. And that showed me, man, that Joe Goosen watched film. You know what I mean? They prepare for that. Like, and when you can prepare for something like that and execute, I had to really respect Ryan on a different level as well. You know what I mean? So I definitely agree with y'all. But man, Tank, we ain't seen him not figure you out like shit. So based on that I need Ryan to be perfect just to survive this motherfucker. You got to be perfect. Not good, y'all. It's hard to be perfect for 12 rounds.
That's the test. And but here's the thing, though. Can Tank maintain his focus? He so far showed his ability to. I think, right, like you said, patience versus perfection. That actually is the hashtag for this fight. That really is. You know what I'm saying? But I can see, what if Tank deals with true adversity in that ring? Which outside of, like hand injuries, we haven't seen that. I'm not talking about somebody scoring points. I'm talking about somebody who hurt him. I think that if he goes in there and spends that first round and that second round saying, I want to feel his power, and doing the usual Tank thing, Ryan understands the first thing he's got to do is get respect. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's like going up against a bully. And
I think Ryan's already got that respect, to be honest, because not at one point that other than the usual promotional bluster, Tank knows what he's up against. Like he said it more than once, this is going to be his toughest fight that he's had in his career.
I would definitely say that both of these guys are really taking this fight way more serious now. And this is going to be a way better fight now than it would have if we would have got it a little earlier. The fact that Ryan understands that he needs to, make sure that he fights his fight, the whole fight. And Tank understands, okay, well, I got spots that I got to tighten up. This is going to be, the training camp is going to be tremendous with this fight right here. If whoever goes in there, okay, I'm down, we said about the last fight, I'm down 2 rounds. Let me go in here and handle it. Another thing is Ryan is definitely working Tank about that, the 2-round, 3-round thing. So I'm looking for the 3rd and 4th round is where Tank is going to try to make a statement. If Ryan can catch that and say, okay, all right, Tank, you think you won because you made me a liar, and he can catch him, coming in, trying to get that power shot off, the sit you down shot off, keep him away with the jab, and then catch him with a check. That's going to wake Tank up. But hopefully he wakes up before he go to sleep. And that's the great thing about this fight is with that speed and power that Ryan has, he can definitely make it an early night. Tank can also do the same thing on his side if he can catch him with that uppercut. So if Ryan can stop the uppercut, he got a good night. If Tank can get past that and actually use his freaking jab, man.
Yeah. Let me address somebody in the chat. Shout out to Pound for Pound Sports Entertainment. Let me give him the drop.
I'll give you the $2. You give him the $2. All right, pay him the $2. Oh, pay the $2.
He got a dope channel too, man. Y'all check him out. Shout out to Pound for Pound Sports Entertainment, man. Definitely got a dope channel. Check him out. Go ahead.
Another thing I found funny is Tank was accusing Ryan Garcia of taking steroids. We ain't even seen no really muscular physique, no pictures, no nothing. If anything, I didn't even see him do it against Rolly. He might have did it. Let me not say that. I ain't seen no interviews, but Rolly looked like he could have possibly. He had a body transformation. You know what I mean? And he was looking jacked. But he said Ryan Garcia was on steroids. That right there let me know he know that this is his toughest fight. And then he did an interview where he said this is going to be his toughest fight, and he didn't give no predictions on the knockout. So I was like, oh shit.
It's like, I mean, the writing's on the wall for a great fight, and I will dare to say this: if this fight ends within 4 rounds, regardless of who the winner is, it'll be talked about for decades to come.
Yeah, facts. But I got a bigger question for y'all, and that's the whole panel. I got one question. Where do you put him at? Where does that catapult him to?
What you mean, Ryan? You talking about Ryan?
Yeah, if he pull his shit off, bro, where does that catapult him? Yeah, if Ryan pull his fight off, do that put him in the pound for pound list? Do that put him up under Devin at 135? He beat Tank now. Silver medalist, champion. Shit, that's a hell of, I mean, shit. He only 23.
I think that beating Tank, first of all, just pragmatically finally makes Ryan Garcia a true champion. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's already got a couple belts, but you know, like yeah, you the man, especially in that division. Then I think that what that does is that would give Ryan the leverage to call out whoever and now move however he wants to move. If he wants to just beat Tank and then move to another division, drop a belt or something like that, nobody's going to say that's a duck. It's like, okay, well, maybe he just feels more comfortable at this weight. Or if he wants to sit there and reign for a minute, you know, and force everybody to come to him. I mean, honestly, this is one of those fights where even if, like, say, if Tank wins, okay, Tank wins, that Haney, that Shakur, whatever that's, you know, all them people within his trajectory, it's like, come get with me. You know what I'm saying? We outside. You know? So either fighter, like, that's what I'm saying. If this could give me them good old, what was it, the Hagler Hearns type, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it ended like, yeah, these cats, no, it didn't go to the cards. These cats finished it right there in the ring. It was only about 4 or 5 rounds, but yeah, it was work. Whoever wins, career cemented. But what's going to be dope is what they do after it. And I think they both of them, whoever wins, can basically punch their own ticket.
Yeah, for me, if Ryan wins, I mean, I don't think it says too much, like on the, like I say, a top 10 pound for pound, because you know, like you know, Devin does have all the belts in that division. You know, Ryan hasn't won a major belt in boxing yet. I just think just between him and his contemporaries, I mean, it'll finally be like, okay, we got one over the line, you know, and it's a big one. I ain't gonna lie. You know, but I still think he has to see Devin, you know. He doesn't have to be on 135 because I don't think he's going to say, I don't think he's going to fight at 135 any longer. But I mean, definitely at 140. I mean, I think to me personally, I think either it doesn't matter if Tank wins or Ryan wins, they become the face of American boxing, in my opinion.
You did. You said exactly what I could say, only better. As always, Puro. As always.
Good looking, brother.
Go ahead, Scholar OTB. Check 1 2. Y'all hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I was just waiting for them to talk. I already said my piece. I was trying to let them get their shine.
Yeah, I didn't get to add this to the Ryan versus Tank. Tank. A lot of people think Tank's lack of opponents, meaning like him going in at a high percentage to win, like a heavy favorite, makes him not take the opponent serious. And this could be true. It could very well be true. But I just think it's a character flaw. I think Tank gets distracted really easy in fights and starts talking to the crowd and where's my mama? And the last fight, I don't even know who the fuck he was looking. Who was he looking for? Was he looking for Waldo? I couldn't even hear the name in the corner. Like, who the fuck was he talking about? But he was looking for somebody. I'm just like, bro, you cannot do this in the Ryan fight. That punch is not going to come. You got to be focused. As much as we say that Ryan needs to be focused on Tank, Tank has to be focused on Ryan because Tank is 5'5" with short arms. Ryan Garcia is 5'10", 5'11" with the longer arms, and he's really fast. You're going to have to work your way into range. He's not going to let you just walk into range. And he's going to be trying to check you with that quick-ass left hook. So if you're waiting around to see his power, you might not feel it. You might get hit with a punch you don't see. You know what happens with those punches. So I'm just saying Tank has to be as much focused on Ryan as Ryan is focused on Tank.
And in Tank's defense, I've only really seen him do that in the Rolly and in the Garcia fight. I don't remember him seeing him doing the Barrios fight or with Leo. He was focused on the task at hand.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, I agree with y'all, man. Like, and I believe Ryan when he says that. He said, man, if I beat Tank, everything becomes mine. The world is mine. I get all his powers. He said, like, ain't nobody gonna be asking me to fight Loma or asking me to fight Devin. I just beat Tank Davis, man. So I just think, yeah, they're gonna be the face of American boxing, man. Not just for the lightweight division. I mean, anybody under heavyweight, other than Canelo, of course. Yeah, but that'll still be big though, because I don't think Canelo, his last fight that was this close, like this 50-50, where people's like, I don't know if he's gonna win or not, was the first Triple G. After
that was the first one to me. The
first one, right? After that, everything else, for the most part, he's been a favorite.
Preach.
Yeah. So. Yeah. But I think I'm sorry, that'll be the last thing I say. I think though, because I've said numerous times, Tank and Ryan are my favorite fighters, but to me, I still gotta press them though to not just this ain't the finish line. This is barely the start for either fighter. They need to keep like making these big fights happen. They need to fight Devin. They need to fight Shakur. Eventually, and they still need to fight all these big fights. One fight ain't gonna make their career, man, and I'm gonna keep pressing them for that.
Yeah, I'll agree with that, because if you take the fact of you beating Ryan or the fact of you beating Tank, and then you start trying to take soft touches and jump in there with Devin, or especially if you jump in there with Shakur is the anti-equation. So whatever you think you're going to do, Shakur is he's going to give it to you, man. And so you think that just by beating Tank or just by beating Ryan makes you the best, and you'll go in there and get upset. Now, if you lose versus Ryan or you lose versus Tank, it's a real close fight. But Devin has a way of breaking your spirit. Shakur has a way of breaking your spirit and your body. So this should be your springboard into greatness, not your finish line.
So, Pierre, I had to go fact check myself, man. And the Jose Pedraza fight was arguably Tank's biggest fight,
yes, sir,
other than Ryan. I look back at the fifth round; he was talking in that round, man. He was talking in that round. If you go back and look, he was talking to the crowd in that fifth round with Jose Pedraza. And then, people want to talk about the Luke Campbell knockdown. Let's not forget that no knockdown call against Leo Santa Cruz. That was a knockdown.
In the first round, I know which one you speak of, and yeah, actually, it's been such a long time since that Pedraza fight. So I mean, like I'm sure you're right on the money, Scholar. I just think it's more it's more him. He's usually focused. I don't know why he would be talking, especially in his only championship fight. We'd be talking to the crowd, but sometimes fighters have that inclination. Floyd used to do it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you know what, Pierre? Somebody brought that up last time about Floyd. Floyd is on a different level, man. We can't.
No. I'm not comparing Floyd. I'm just saying it's just Tank could just have that inclination. Maybe he's just maybe some certain fights he just feels like he just feels more. I don't know, more relaxed in that ring. You know, like I haven't seen him more. The most focus I've seen him is versus Mario Barrios, to be honest. And I think that showed before and after the fight. Like he, you know, he said it before that like he didn't know how he was going to be able to withstand that 140 power, and that's one of the reasons he kind of started off slow and he showed him respect. But I mean, like, but I get what you're saying. You know, he's definitely no Floyd Mayweather. I
No,
just
this is
think
this. I wouldn't talk about entirely. I was just saying this. I think Floyd's focus is so far ahead of everybody else's that he could do that because he's so in tune. He knows where he is. He's at in the round. He knows who's sitting where in the crowd. Like if you listen to people talk about Floyd, he don't take his eyes off his opponent when he sits in the corner of the ring. Floyd's focus is on a different level, so he could afford to play to the crowd, give interviews, et cetera, et cetera. Tank's focus is nowhere near Floyd's, and because Tank has a different style, Tank has to knock Ryan out to win. He's not going to beat him by decision, in my opinion. So he has to have.
That's where I disagree with you, but I'm sorry to cut you off, Scholar.
He has to have an elevated level of focus to knock out. He has to come in to knock out Ryan. He's not going to. Ryan's too tall. He has to work his way in the range, and he doesn't do that. He just holds the high guard, tries to parry punches and walk forward. Ryan's not going to allow him to do that. He's going to be checking him with left hooks, and Tank holds that high guard up. He's gonna hit him with that left hook to the body and back him up. Like I feel like once Tank feels Rolly's power, after he feels Ryan Garcia's power, he's gonna do the same thing he did in the Rolly fight, which is back up and depend on Ryan to make a mistake. But I don't think Ryan's gonna make that mistake because he knows what he's up against.
And I totally agree where you're coming from, Scholar. The only thing is that to me, the skill set that Ryan possesses, and then I think Tank could definitely. Tank has to be that type of fighter where he has to. I'm bad at breaking shit down like this, but for Tank to beat Ryan, like he's gotta have to figure out how to get to him because he's so fast, and he's gonna use that. He's gonna have to use that by using his jab, working his body to slow him down. You know, I mean, he's gonna have to outbox him to beat him. If I'm making any sense.
So you could in your scenario you could see Tank outpointing and outbeating Ryan Garcia.
I actually think it's going 12, Scholar. To be honest, I actually think it's going 12.
And you think Tank's gonna win a decision?
I don't know who's gonna win. To be honest, like I said, it's 50-50, and I'm not picking the fight. The only thing I'm picking is I think this fight is going 12.
Well, that means Tank's gonna lose then if it goes 12.
Why do you say that?
Well, I think if it goes past 5 or 6, Tank it probably, and it's more likely Tank will hit Ryan with the bomb. And if Ryan gets up, and if Tank can't finish up, I think if it goes to the cards, yes, it's Ryan is such a heavy favorite. He's got to be such a heavy favorite. The only way it could go to the cards with Tank being the favorite if Tank was just knocking this boy around. Like, you know, Ryan was doing his thing, but he got dropped multiple times throughout the fight. But I don't know. If Ryan goes down multiple times, I definitely see him getting some on Tank. I really see this as one of those fights where, you know, we actually see a fight. I don't want to, you know, is it me? Or is sometimes, you know, styles make fights and our love of the sport and everything. You know, said, hey, Mark, had to put one special together. You know what I'm saying? In memory of, it be happening, right? It be happening. But sometimes I want to see a fight. I don't want to see a boxing match or exhibition. You know what I'm saying? I want to see, I don't want to see a display of skill. Sometimes I don't want to see a master class. I want to see two motherfuckers going out there and give it they all. Fight like they future.
Depends because I get what you're saying because the trash talk and all that shit is going to be at its peak. You want to see the fight live up to the trash talk. I hate when they talk all that shit and get in there, fucking just survive to make the page. I get what you're saying, but I think what Piro said about it going 12 rounds, I could see a scenario where that happens. And if that happens, I do not see Tank winning. I think Tank's going to sit around and wait too long. And Ryan Garcia has the length and then he has the fast hands to build up points. And I just don't see, even if Tank gets a knockdown, I don't think it'll be enough. It might be like Wilder Fury 1 where he gets a draw because of the knockdowns and it'd be controversial, but I don't think it'll be enough to win the fight.
Now I hear where you're coming from, bro. And the reason I think it's going 12 is I think they're both gonna land and possibly both get dropped, and I think they're gonna fight very, very respectful towards each other for the remainder of the fight. That's why I think it's going 12.
No, I can see that. Like, honestly, I think it's almost, we're almost due for that Wilder Fury, but the brown and black sort of, you know what I'm saying? Like that also, those, you know what I'm saying? Those prominent, you know what I'm saying? African American fighters and prominent Mexican American or Mexican fighters, those trilogies and those wars are some of the fights that really cemented my era, the 80s and 90s, of my childhood and my love of boxing. And I would love to see these motherfuckers go in there and give it everything, so much so that the goddamn Romans demand that they do it again. Because I'll be right there in a toga demanding more.
Yeah, if they definitely sell it correctly and and respectfully, to be honest, because I don't think I never seen it as a black or white thing. Yeah, I've always seen it as a U.S. versus Mexico type of thing. Even though Ryan is American, you know what I'm saying? It's just like like if the fight's truly that good, they'll adopt Ryan for that one fight. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, it's like, hey, I mean, come on, man. We all got that, man. We all got that in us, man. Not take the show left, but that's part of our cultures, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Let's put up your champion. Put up your champion. And sometimes I do like the display of skills, whether in MMA, whether in any sort of combat sport.
Yeah, for sure.
But my true love of combat sport was my childhood was a generation where you saw, Anguelu and all like that, and Aaron Pryor, cats who came out there giving everything. I'm from 330. I know Mr. Mancini, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I was a child, you know what I'm saying, remembering like, like, whoa, like, these cats would go out there and give everything.
Yeah, man. For sure.
And
for sure.
So,
and I was going to say, Clips, real quick before you. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, but as much as I marvel at Floyd, and I don't blame Floyd whatsoever, Floyd is Floyd. I think that the all these generations post Floyd, and they're trying to mimic him and protect their own and all like that. They forgot about there's a certain gladiator aspect of boxing or any combat sport that people will always love and respect.
It's facts, Clips, and I was just gonna say that it's not a coincidence that like U.S. and Mexico are number 1 and number 2 in like the most champions produced. Especially for me, because like I'm a proud American, but I'm also proud where I come from. I live for fights like this. It's always been like that for me growing up. Chavez versus Taylor, Barrera versus Kennedy McKinney or Junior Jones. Fucking
Vernon Forrest
Mayorga. I mean, it's just I live for this shit, Like it's
it's
something to be proud of. Something to be proud of.
And maybe it's my years out there as a desert rat in the Southwest, and you know what I'm saying. In the Southwest out there, out there always kicking it in, different parts of Cali. It's like, yeah, that's such a real thing. Like I really noticed that when I went out living in Hawaii and out of Polynesian culture. If you've been around Polynesians, they're real like warrior culture and honor and whatever based where,
Facts.
And I loved because of boxing until MMA became more of a legit sport. Boxing was one of the only ways when I was a kid that you saw that professionally. No team, just me versus you. Let's see who's better.
Yeah, man, I was talking to my mic was muted. I didn't even realize my mic was muted. But yeah, but go ahead, go ahead, because I'm gonna end this in a couple minutes anyway.
No, I was just gonna say to Clips. Yeah, man. I mean, at the end of the day, bro, it's 2 men. Who's better? Get up in there. That's at the end of the day. If you break it down to the basics, bro, it's always ends up who's the better man at that day. And it's not usually it's the skilled man. Sometimes it is a skilled man. Sometimes it ain't. But it's whoever has the best game plan on that night. Skills get thrown out the window when like your game plan, you go in there with the better skills, even the better game plan, but it ain't working. And you got to make that adjustment.
Yeah, sometimes it comes down to wheels. It comes down to wheels. Because, I mean, Ali was technically better than Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier just had that fucking wheel. He he wanted Ali to lose as bad as Ali wanted to win, and they canceled each other out. The skills didn't really even matter. Joe Frazier took everything Ali had to throw at him, and he dished it right on back and gave Ali tough matches. Like even in the one where Ali won, it still was fucking hell for Ali. But yeah, I agree with you, Pierre. Sometimes skills is ain't enough to win a fight. You got to have a complete pie.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've always said that, hard work will always trump talent because talent gets you so far, and even the skills and all those things. But you said it right. It's like boxing is one of those, and combat sports, but especially boxing for me, in my mind, being an American who grew up, in my era. Boxing was that one sport where, yeah, you would see that the Mickey Ward Gotti fights. You know what I'm saying? Like that's will. That's will. That after a while, there was no sweet science of boxing. It was two men saying, "I will not move."
Oh, absolutely, and that's just how it's gonna be. I couldn't agree more. Shout out to my brother KP from KC5. He was like, "What's up, Mark? Salute to you." Shout out to Urban in the building. Urban said Devin came over with rematch. Shouldn't have happened though. Nah, you got to get a man this rematch. He the champion. He gave you the shot. You signed for the rematch clause. You can't say, well, I beat him so easy, I shouldn't have to do the rematch. Nope, give the man his rematch. Simple as that. And actually, some will argue the second fight was more competitive than the first fight. Would you guys agree, disagree? Shoot. And it was a fast rematch, like 4 months. Boom. It went from June to October, just like that. Back in there. Again,
I like that more often.
Man, we don't never get rematches that fast sometimes. Like shit.
Facts.
Andy Ruiz and AJ was a fast rematch, and even then that was like 6 months, and it was a lot of renegotiations and things like that. They ended up fighting overseas and
a lot of renegotiations, a lot of pizza,
right?
A lot of fast food, like
a lot of new women. A lot of new women.
Yeah, a lot of vehicles. It was a lot for in Andy Ruiz's defense. He had a lot going on. Let's just say in the rematch.
I seen the videos on pool parties, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
Oh my God, I know what you mean. I see.
When he won, he got a Snickers endorsement. Like Nike didn't come to him, Adidas didn't come to him. Snickers was like, "Look at that fat ass nigga. Let's give him an endorsement."
You know you want it, nigga. You know they didn't even come at him with a briefcase full of money. They came at him with a briefcase full of Snickers unwrapped.
Right. we need this title back in the UK right quick. Don't just eat some more of these Snickers.
I can see Andy's fat ass thinking to himself, "Fuck, it's gonna be a long flight."
Nah, Andy Ruiz looked at it offended, like, "What? Y'all better throw in some fucking Reese's. Then we got a deal."
Private jet, man. Yeah, shout out to Andy Ruiz. Y'all gonna leave him alone, man. Y'all gonna leave Andy Ruiz alone.
I love Andy, man.
We love Andy.
Man, Andy Ruiz lost his belt at the dinner table. He deserved his smoke.
Yeah.
But he also won it when nobody thought he could.
Exactly. So that's why.
Yeah, he definitely did that. He did that.
Because I know right now, if I on a whim, they said Marq Nash, the boxing scholar, Puro, Sir Senior, you can go and get in the ring and make you a couple $1 million. You just go in there and you actually not only make you your money, but you win and become heavyweight champion of the world. Oh yeah. I think the pool party at the Sir Senior house might get a little weird. Oh yeah. This gonna be turned up at Puro's house. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Nash gonna have his whole motherfucking street on motherfucking fire. They go, man, come on, man. He might just pull in with a motorcade or Jaguars, and he don't even like them damn cars just cause nigga, I'm rich.
So I don't want to sound like I'm shitting on Andy, man, but I feel like Andy, Buster Douglas, and even Johnny Rice. I feel like those guys, they once they did it, they peaked. Because they don't feel like they could do it again. They feel like, well, I've already accomplished this. Let me relax. I've already exceeded expectations. Nobody expected me to win. And you think Andy Ruiz has been fat his entire career? He knows that. He knows that AJ is the biggest fight of his career. He knows that he knocked him out the first time. Why would he get at the dinner table and be like, "I'm gonna be undisciplined"? I don't think he believed he could beat AJ again.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think he took the fight at short notice because remember AJ was supposed to fight Big Baby, but Big Baby was on every drug up under the sun. So he was preparing for Big Baby during the camp, and then he brought Andy Ruiz in last second replacement opponent, and that's when Andy Ruiz upset the apple cart. But with a full camp, AJ just boxed his jaws off.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying to y'all. Like if any of us, when I named everybody's name, like if you just got the call like Andy Ruiz did, where hey nigga, you know what, shit, such and such, whatever, you can jump in this ring and you can fight Scoopty Bop. You feel what I'm saying? And not only can you get paid just for getting in the ring to where you take it, but no, you fuck around and whoop this nigga. And now you the champ. You telling me you wouldn't, motherfucker? I'm not gonna fault Andy for running around. J.R. Smith didn't put his shirt on for about 2 weeks after the Cavs won.
Yeah, but I want to say this though, man. to Boxing Scholar's point, I think he really believed the hype that he had AJ's number. I'm living rent free in his head, like all the little smirk. I think he really thought like, yo, I knocked him out once. I'm gonna go there and bully him and knock him out again. And AJ went in there and fought a different fight. Then Andy was in there like, come on, let's fight. Because he needed those 50-50 exchanges for him to have success. And Joshua didn't give him time to have those 50-50 exchanges. He kept him at the end of his jab. He outboxed him, took the belts back, and moved on forward. I would have loved to see the trilogy with that one, though, immediately, though. But,
I mean, to everybody's point, to Scholar's point, I mean, I was very disappointed at Andy, that he didn't come in, and because like everybody expected him to beat Anthony Joshua. I don't think there was a lot of people picking Anthony Joshua to regain his championship. So to me, he let a big opportunity go by the wayside. But I also am not ready to give up on Andy either. He hasn't lost since that fight. Yeah, has he been knocked down? Has he maybe not looked as some people would want him to look? Okay, yeah, but he hasn't lost. He's gotten up from the canvas and gotten up, and in the fights that he got off the canvas, like those are like the only rounds I gave to Areola. I thought Andy was dominating from start to finish. And he's got another big opportunity coming up against, even though it's not for a title, but it's for for the other American champion or former American champion to see who's going to be next in line to get a shot at either the unified champion or Tyson Fury. So I think Andy's still got a lot of story to be written, and I just hopefully he stays focused and stays in the gym, and hopefully he just gives it his all, win, lose or draw. I'm still proud of what he did that day.
So Pierre, I'm gonna write short night, and I'm gonna mail it to Andy Ruiz and see if it gets there before Wilder puts his lights out. Andy Ruiz, a lot of people say this. This is the common narrative on YouTube, right? AJ has not looked the same since the Ruiz fight, even though he went back and beat Ruiz, even though after he lost the belt to Usyk, he went back and gave a better performance against Usyk. Like, he didn't get stopped. Everybody was saying Usyk. See, this the thing about YouTube. I remember this shit. Everybody on YouTube was saying that AJ could possibly get stopped by Usyk because of that 12th round that him and AJ had. Not only did he not get stopped, but he almost stopped Usyk in the 10th round. So to me, I feel like AJ is very, very underrated. And I feel like people have the wrong character. Ruiz hasn't been the same since the AJ fight. AJ ain't the same. Andy Ruiz hasn't looked the same. He was in there with a guy named Chris Areola, who was well past his prime. In his heyday, wasn't even the real deal Holyfield, and well past his prime, and he was supposed to knock him out, and he looked less than impressive in that fight. Even in the Ortiz fight, he didn't look that good. And I think in the Wilder fight, it's going to be a short night for him.
I mean, well, the thing is, like, this the thing about the argument he's supposed to knock him out. Like, no, he was supposed to beat him, which he did. Because he didn't knock him out. I mean, Wilder couldn't knock out Areola. And, like, everybody, he's like the general consensus strongest puncher on the planet. And he couldn't knock out Chris Areola.
He stopped him.
The ref jumped in, but Chris kept getting up and getting up and getting up. And it wasn't for lack of trying. He tried to win that fight, but obviously he was outgunned in that fight. He got dropped twice, but like in no other moment other than him getting dropped twice was he ever in that fight. I didn't give any other rounds to Chris Areola. Against Luis Ortiz didn't even tickle him. Deontay Wilder, he had him right there on the cusp of knocking him out. But then, like customary we see from Wilder. He was able to pull it out, land his right hand, and night. Like
So there is
he wasn't even tickling Andy.
so there is actually a date for Wilder Ruiz.
Not to my knowledge, but I heard after all this posturing about like fucking Wilder's gonna fight this dude, Wilder's gonna fight that dude. Finally now Malik what's his last name? Scott said that more than likely because everybody's ducking us, we're gonna fight Andy.
So here's what I say to that, Piero. I feel like Wilder did stop Areola. The referee stopped it, but it was a stoppage. And even in that fight, he had a torn bicep and he had broke his hand because remember afterwards he went live and showed it. He had to get surgery on his hand, and he still was able to stop Areola. But by the time he got in the ring with Andrew Ruiz, like everybody knows what that was supposed to be. It was his first camp with Eddie Reynoso. He was working on some things with Eddie Reynoso, and he was supposed to go in there and show us the things he'd been working on and beat the shit out of Chris Areola. But it turned out Chris Areola dropped him twice, and he looked less than spectacular at times. And I think the one flaw that he has, laying on his right side, being a shorter guy, he's right in line for that right hand, man. His ass, Andy Ruiz is going to sleep, bro.
And then it's also because he's a shorter heavyweight, how he drops like that. If you're a taller heavyweight, like you can just like you said, that right hand just come right down on his ass, and being so top heavy, physics come involved to where it's not even about hurting him. All you gotta do is just tilt him, what I'm saying, quick enough, and he'll topple. And that's what I think a lot of his knockdowns were. That's why he showed such great heart and able to get up. It's more like no disrespect to him. You just you tipped a bigger guy, and he fell over. Not as much as now you hit him and hurt him. No, you just knocked him over.
And getting up off the ground is going to be a lot for Ruiz. I mean,
don't do that.
No, I'm saying I'm not in the shape I want to be. I'm trying to get in shape, but getting up off the ground is a lot. Lifting all that weight a bunch of times, and then you getting hit, you get a little dizzy and you're out of breath, and you really can't drink water because you don't want to, all that kind of stuff. Like you can't do that like a whole bunch of times. That's a lot. And then you ready for for dinner and all kinds of different stuff. Like you not focused how you need to be. You can't hit this man behind the head. Like
you smelling the popcorn in the crowd.
Yeah, like you can't do the little slick stuff that you would normally want to do because Wilder is a bigger dude. Plus, he's going to hit you hard. And as soon as you get up, he's going to hit you hard again right in the face. And he's not an old man that you can bully and hit behind the head and push around. Ortiz was old. He's a great fighter. He probably can beat most of us, even in his old age, but he was old. You can't do that to a younger fighter.
You said that the Wilder fans, all they got to do is just like have a whole bunch of like chicken wings and shit like that in the crowd.
Y'all still there?
I feel like honestly, Ruiz, he smells himself too much. Like he gets that fame, the soft sheets, as they say, gets to him real quick. You're supposed to come out here and show us that you're doing something different and that you're focused and you're ready. You have the skills, but your lack of discipline is the issue. And you being in the ring with a man who you got to be good 12 rounds, if at least 11 and a half, is not going to work out in your favor.
Now, let me go play devil's advocate real quick. What if Andy goes in there and beats Deontay?
I never heard of it.
I mean, he beat Deontay. I mean, like, who hasn't?
So I'll give a scenario where that could happen. So I was listening to Andy Ruiz talking, and he was talking about studying film. And he said he was going to hit Wilder with a temple shot. And I'm like, Andy Ruiz hit AJ with that temple shot. He was never able to recover. So he knows what he has to do in order to win. And that's always a good start. He knows what he is as a fighter, and he knows what he has to do to win the fight. So, I mean, there's a slimmer of hope for him to hit Wilder with that temple shot, because Wilder can't take it to the side of the head. Fury knocked him down with a temple shot. Like, Wilder is not good with temp. Every time Wilder's been hurt, it's been by a curve punch. Even in the Ortiz fight, he can't take them punches to the side of the head. But
Yeah, we also have to take into account that Andy Ruiz, I believe, other than Tyson Fury, has a gas tank. I'd never seen Andy gas out, and Deontay gasses out. By the fourth round, he's pretty much gassed in his biggest fights.
Pierre. He knocked Tyson Fury down to like the 11th or 12th, bro.
He lost all the fights, bro. That don't mean nothing. You gotta win.
He was getting hit on. He was missing.
Hey, look,
it takes
not Ryan Garcia out down. They gotta win. You gotta win the
no.
fight.
It takes more energy to miss a punch than it does to land. He was missing in the Tyson Fury fight, and he still had the stamina. We never seen Andy Ruiz pushed.
Didn't old boy drop him a couple times before he knocked him out?
No,
Andy
he knocked him
Ruiz?
down once.
No. I'm getting him mixed up with Charles Martin. I'm getting him mixed up with Ortiz. Charles Martin was knocking him down, and then he knocked Charles Martin down, and Charles Martin wasn't able to get back up.
Yeah.
You're talking about Luis Ortiz. I'm talking about Andy.
Hey, didn't they trade knockdowns? Areola and Ruiz.
No.
Trade knockdowns.
No.
Areola and Ruiz both knocked each other down. Areola knocked Ruiz down a couple times.
They didn't knock him down.
Areola and Ruiz.
Andy didn't knock out
Areola and
Chris.
Ruiz.
Knock down Chris, did he?
Chris Areola and Andy Ruiz when they fought.
Let me look it up.
No, he's not.
That's the thing too. Is going to play a big part. Is what happens when he does these.
Ruiz went down in round 2. I'm sorry, sir, saying Ruiz did go down in round 2 in versus Areola.
By what punch? What punch put him down?
Rabbit punches.
I'm just looking at box rate. It just said he went down in round 2. It don't tell me which punch. I don't remember.
Right hand. I was making a point because that's Wilder's best punch.
Does Wilder get mad and throw a harder punch, or does it shake him up? That's going to be honestly the deciding factor in this fight.
Do we even know what Wilder? I'm sorry, sir. Go ahead. Do we even know what Wilder got left in the tank, though? Do we even know?
No, we don't.
We don't gotta know. You gotta get past you gotta get past the bomb to find out what's in the tank.
That Hellenius fight only showed us that he still hits hard.
Fact. That's why I said later on in that third, fourth, fifth round is going to tell you what's going to happen. That's what it's going to be. If he can survive to then you can see, what he can do. But those rabbit punches going to shake Wilder up, or is it going to just piss him off and make him knock you out quicker? So,
if Wilder get pissed off, Cersei, I think Wilder gets stopped. Because if he gets pissed off, he's going to come forward. Instead of making Andy Ruiz come to him, he's going to give up his height, and he's going to give Andy Ruiz a chance to land that temple shot. So he has to stay disciplined.
And he's not going to come to him, though, Scholar. That's the thing. Like, he comes from the Cuban boxing style, bro. He's going to have Deontay Wilder coming to him at all moments of that fight.
Andy comes from the Cuban boxing style.
Yes, he does. He's Mexican, but his roots was like he does more Cuban style. But that's why you see the fights with the second fight with Joshua. He's getting mad. Come to me, because he's at best in a 50-50 exchange. He'll goad you into a fight. He'll boom, 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 do a little offense. Then he sets back, and he either tries to set up with a counter, because he's shorter. He wants you to be in there swinging so he can get that temple shot in there, get that overhand right, or you know what I'm saying? He wants to come in while you're swinging. So he wants to get you going in. So it's all just about baiting someone in, being a shorter guy. You want to just try to come in and get him to, get him in there and get him mixing it in with you as you're rolling with his punch.
So I've heard a lot of things about Andy Ruiz. I've never heard or seen him fight out of the Cubans. The Cuban style is more counter punchers. That's why they win in the amateurs.
That's what he is.
He's Pure. Not. He calls himself a destroyer, Pure. He comes forward.
No, I know what he calls himself, but like he was schooled in the Cuban school of boxing. Like literally when he was in Olympia with Mexico, that was when the Cuban the Cuban coaches like had like they were already full bore. Like right now, it's all Cuban coaches on the Mexican national team.
That's why you're seeing more slicker counterpunching style fighters coming out of Mexico, even though they still bring that Mexican bravado of coming forward and attacking. If you're noticing, you're catching a lot of young Mexican fighters who not only will they come forward and attack, but they do that also just trying to bait you to attack. So as soon as you start pressing forward, you'll take 2 steps forward, and on that 3rd step forward, boom, you got the check hook or that overhand right.
That's why I was saying earlier that he has a skill. His laziness is the issue. Lack of focus is the issue, brother.
I mean, it was in one fight. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I've been watching Andy. The first time I ever seen Andy, he was fighting Oliver McCall's son. I don't know if y'all know Oliver McCall's son, but he was fighting him. And I can remember Oliver McCall's son used to train in San Antonio. And he trained at Joe Sousa's gym. So I've always kept an eye on him in his career. And I remember in that fight, he was doing really, really good. But Andy Ruiz was just kept walking him down. If you go look at Andy Ruiz when he was fat and younger, Andy Ruiz used to take a person jab and just keep coming forward, pressing. I've never seen a Cuban fight like that. But he just keep coming forward, pressing. He was literally the destroyer. I give Andy Ruiz his props on that.
Scholar,
But
he's not Cuban. That's why he's not Cuban.
Boxer Scholar, if you really want to, like, hit me up. You know what I'm saying? Go to my page, get my whatever, hit me up. But we can personally do a watch party. Watch them early Andy Ruiz fights. He is goading you to start exchanging, and then watch what he does. He's waiting for that half step. 1, 2, 2.5, and right before 3, watch him. He's going to catch you at your half step. He's catching you at your half step. He's countering using aggression as a feint.
So let me ask y'all this. Y'all think that could we compare Andy Ruiz to Ugas?
No.
Ugas was really
Ugas doesn't use aggression as a feint.
That's what I'm saying. I've never that's not the Cuban style.
He's a Mexican fighter who he's coming up. He's one of the earlier ones who came up from this class, like Piero's explaining, that were technically trained by Cubans. So of course, when you mix up the gumbo, it ain't gonna taste just like chicken or whatever else, shrimp or whatever else you threw in that. It's gonna taste like the gumbo.
It's not gonna be identical. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. So that's one of the reasons why I've always paid attention to, outside of him being the little tough fat kid. I'm sorry, Andy, I love you. You know what I'm saying? Was that I paid attention to. Yeah, he's really just fucking with you, trying to catch you in that little half step.
Scholar, I want to put you on this dude. He's supposed to be like the new face of boxing that's coming up from that amateur school. His name is Raul Curiel. Look him up. Look the way he fights.
He's a heavyweight.
No, he's a welterweight. He's 12-0 right now with 10 knockouts.
Who's going live, sir? You going live, man?
Them niggas say me saying that shit for the last 20 minutes. They ignoring me, Clips.
I know they fucking with you. I'm trying to help you out, Mark.
Oh, my bad, Mark. I know you've been trying to close it up, man. Thank you for having me, Mark.
Nah, man. Nah, I was going to say, anybody going live? Yeah, I know we could just bring the audience over there.
I'm just going to go see who's live, and I'm going to jump on over there.
You got to do it. You got a channel, so you got to do it.
No, but normally the homie, because I don't got an audience though. Normally the homies are somebody's online right now.
Man, Piero, if you go live right now, listen, I tell you
we'll
what.
Send them over there.
Piero, man, listen. Look, somebody go live, I'll pull up.
No, I know you guys will pull up, and you guys have. The only thing is I'm bad at this fucking running anything, man. I'd rather go on other people's panels, to be honest.
Man, Piero, man up. You tell these fighters grow a pair, man. Grow a pair, Piero, and moderate that shit.
No, I mean, I moderated just fine. That's just like, I don't know. Sometimes I like be having dead air. I ain't as witty as y'all motherfuckers.
Hero keeping it a buck. He said, man, I bring y'all over there. My audience going to be there too. And they ruthless. That CCD crew is.
Scholar found out, but Scholar held his own, just to let you know. Scholar held his own.
It's a little rough over there with, what's your boy name? What's this kid? Whatever.
My boy Rep. Yeah. They go hardcore. They go hard in the paint. That's all I'm gonna say. But I don't agree with 100% of everything they do there. That's why I be getting shouting matches with them too.
You got no control over it.
Not what they do on their channel. Nah. But what they do on my channel, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, no control over.
Hey, they did.
He said they might rob us. We pull up on his block. He said it's cool to pull up, but hey, if the homies rob you, man, I ain't got nothing to do with that one.
Yeah,
No, I mean, I don't think he said anything super disrespectful to your right, Scholar. I mean, he went hard, but I don't think
Nah, man, he wouldn't let me get my jokes off because he knew I was gonna roast his ass. He kept trying to overtalk me.
I just thought I wanted to be like, I should have worn Scholar. But like, nah, man, Scholar holding his own.
Use
And
your
shit. I ain't gonna say
HLD
shit.
voice, man. When they do that, you gotta use your HLD voice.
Nah, it fuck it up because it become a shout match, Mark. And then he keeps shouting because I can't get the jokes. If I get these jokes, it's gonna sting this nigga. He gonna die. But he don't want to let me do it. So he's like, shut up. You love Ali.
Man, what's wrong with loving Ali? He said you love Ali, like 80% of the world who know, like, you know. What
I was
I'm
in the
saying?
background laughing my ass off, but it was entertaining.
Hey, Clips, you're right. Clips, you're right. I should have used that drop the other day. I should have saved that drop. From what's the kid 21/7? You can die.
Yeah,
you
can
die. You can die. Yeah. Shout out to Food Revolution. She made it all worth my while right here with this donation. God knows we needed it. Thank you so much, sister.
They took my show down too. They took that show down, Scholar.
He probably complained. He probably flagged you.
No. It had nothing to do with the beginning of the show. It had to do with the end of the show. They said I was scamming people like they always do. But I appealed and I won my appeal, so it's back on my.
How was you scamming people, Puro? What was you
I don't
doing?
know, man. That's every time it gets striked. Scam and deceptive practices.
Yeah, people are just click that and try to get you shut down, but you get it back. That's just them just trying to shut your life down. Shout out to Food Revolution. Let me give it a drop.
A 10, a 10, a 10, a fucking 10.
Shout out to Food Revolution, and she is a part of the neighborhood. No doubt.
We love you.
Yeah, man. I look forward to getting that. She says she's gonna send me something too, man, to the PO box. Her name Food Revolution. She actually has a channel and she does some cooking, man, and she does meal prep and she'll send it out to you. So I'm looking for my little for my little box, and I'm gonna open it up on air and we're gonna do a whole video presentation for it. Yeah, we're gonna support you in a major way. That's it for me, man. I'm tired, man. I'm tired. I had a long day today. But again, man, shout out to Ivan Redcatch for pulling up for that interview today. That was super dope. The full interview is on members only. I'll be releasing the rest of it in segments. If you caught it earlier, dope. If not, y'all gonna have to wait for me to do my Vlad TV thing. I'm gonna drop them off. I'm gonna break the brick down. I'm gonna remix the brick on y'all. You know, let me not even use that kind of language up here.
Not in the state of Georgia.
Yeah, right. Not right here in Atlanta with Fannie Willis come and get me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. She was like, go to his podcast, episode 3005. He said he was breaking the brick down.
Shit, that's Fanny Fearless.
Yeah, man. I ain't fucking with her, homie. I want no problems with her. I think she from Cali. I think she where you at. She from out there where you at, Puto. She came out here, but I think she originally a Cali prosecutor.
Who's over here?
Fannie Willis, the prosecutor over here in Atlanta, taking all these rappers to jail.
Oh, really? Shit. Yeah. I mean, a lot of them come out of California. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, let's go to jail. Let's take your motherfucking ass to jail.
All right, y'all, let's go around. Give me your final thoughts. And plug your channels. Anything y'all want to plug. Your business. Clips, plug your merch. Sir, plug your channel. Y'all go ahead. Let's get this thing over with. Since ain't nobody gonna go live.
Yeah, man. Nah, I gotta get ready to do something a little bit. But
yeah, man. But if I would have stayed over 10 more minutes, y'all would have stayed over 10 more minutes.
Go live, Clips. I pull up.
I would have.
I gotta go live. I don't know shit. I try to go live. I'll tell you what. You got my channel. After I get off this, I'm gonna go live because I have not yet ever went live.
Food Revolution got this super sticker jumping. What is this? A cheer? Oh, it's a cheerleader. Man, I thought it was an alien spreading his legs or something. I didn't know what this was.
That's the boxing scientist.
Oh my God. I'm done. I'm out of here, man. Go ahead. Y'all plug anything y'all want to plug. Shout out to everybody in the chat.
Hey man, shout out to the chat, shout out to the neighborhood. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna try and go live after this, man. But yeah.
You are?
I actually really am. You know what?
You got StreamYard?
I ain't got no StreamYard.
How they gonna join with you?
Fuck that shit. I gotta get a StreamYard.
He said y'all just gotta read the chat then. Oh, matter of fact, do StreamYard. They gotta get the free version. Just download. I mean, you don't even gotta download it. Just go to StreamYard, type in your email. They got a free version. I forgot.
Yeah, free version. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, then go live and drop the link and we click that motherfucker, pull up.
Yeah, you can have the 6 people with the free version. So just sign up and get the free version real quick.
Make sure it's activated though, your account. You know, because sometimes it takes 24 hours.
Damn, they do that now?
Yeah, they do.
Damn, I didn't know they did that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, if you never activate a Marq, you're like, oh, you gotta wait 24 hours.
Wow.
Let me see. Oh, all right, well, shit. I'm glad. Shit, I'm glad. I'm telling you like that. All right, I'm waiting for my little motherfucking confirmation. Shit, I'm doing it right now while we talking, man. Y'all go and give y'all final thoughts while I'm gonna sit here before Marq kick us all off. I might even have a link for y'all before it's all said and done.
Go ahead. Take your time. Go ahead, y'all. Give me your final thoughts on Inoue versus Cool Boy Steph, Liam Smith, Chris Eubanks Jr. You know, Liam Smith was insinuating that Chris Eubanks is gay. He got hair plugs, got a fake beard, and Chris Eubanks replied, "Well, I heard you cheat on your wife. How about that? Huh? What? Boom." Hit him with the nuclear weapon. I was like, damn, yeah, that's going to me. I didn't think he had to do all of that. I was like, yo, especially if it's true. Like, yo, my man.
Hey, it was unexpected heat, Mark. It would be like arguing with somebody. They'd be like, "Nigga, shut up. You got bad credit." You be like, "This nigga know I got bad credit."
Right. All right. So
He said you act like that dude from Whittier out at boxing fights.
It's always fun to me when I hear people say boxing fights. Cause boxing is a fight. But a lot of people will say that. I've heard pros say that. Yeah, when you're at the boxing fights, and then they catch themselves. But yeah, man, hell of a day. Hell of a day, man.
Yeah, love and respect to y'all, man. And I'll just say this to the haters, man. Thank you for the motivation. You're definitely making us stronger. But do that over there. Do that stuff over there. Respectful. All right, y'all. Be blessed, be safe, be certain.
My man, shout out to Cooking with Sir Senior. Y'all make sure y'all follow Sir Senior. He gonna drop some content one day, man. But whenever he do, he gonna already have an audience there.
Yeah, I'm definitely. It's almost here. It's almost here. I'm almost out of.
Plus, he's married. He's still a newlywed. Got a newborn baby. He busy. I get it.
Yeah, and I'm trying to see if they're gonna settle this little situation I got. Where we're gonna have to go ahead and hit the litigation. I know in about 2 weeks.
All right, I'll look for the super chat.
Yeah, most definitely.
I'll fuck with you.
Nah. If they settle it, we in there. We in there.
Hey,
the boy is back. The boy is back.
Shout out to Sir Senior. Hell yeah, that nigga. Hey, look, he gonna be on his channel looking like Andy Ruiz. He gonna have a big ass diamond chain, a Rolls Royce, a fur coat like Rolly. Yeah, but all right, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna have all new cooking utensils, everything. I got it already saved on Amazon Prime.
For sure. I'm sorry, I'm yawning in your ear. I'm sorry. Hold talk to me, man. Final thoughts on anything.
Well, yeah, I hope those fights that we're talking about, they get made. Shit, what else I was gonna say? I was gonna tell you, Mark, the good shit with the Ivan Red Catch interview. That was cool. I was thinking if you had the connects, you can make like some interviews with upcoming fighters that have upcoming fights, like Ray Vargas or Shecky Foster, stuff like that. That'd be cool. You're a really good interviewer and shit, asking good questions and shit. So, but yeah, shout out to you, brother, and subscribe to Marq Nash. Hit the like button. Peace.
All right, salute. I'm gonna try to get that. Oh, who'd you tell me you want me to reach out to?
If you could, Shecky Foster and Ray Vargas, man, that'd be cool to interview them. They got a really big upcoming fight.
When is the fight?
That fight is in February, if I'm not mistaken.
Text me, Puto. I'm so tired. I'm gonna forget.
I got you, bro.
And I won't
you right now.
But I'll send them that in the morning.
For sure.
Hey, yo, I think I'm going live. I think I'm live right now.
Oh shit! Let me go to your channel. This gonna be your first live, ain't it?
Yeah, I think this is. I think I'm live right now. This shit crazy.
But let me see. He said, "Yo, this shit crazy." Clips 330. You see that guy Clips 330? I'm clicking it live. I see upcoming. You got smoke signals, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna share the link in the chat, yo. Let's go over here and support that guy Clips, yo.
I ain't never do this shit. We gonna talk some shit though, man. Yeah, I'm over here though. Hey, yeah, Mark, get some sleep. Hey, yeah, let me get up out of here and figure out what I'm doing.
Click the go live button in the top right corner, and then it's gonna say, "Are you sure you want to go live?" Then you click it again.
You know what I mean? Yep.
All right. Shout out to that guy Clips. I dropped this link in the chat. Clips throwing the after party. Let's go over there and support the homie. All right. Again, the link is in the chat. The link is in the chat. I'll meet y'all over there. Let me do this outro and give a big shout out to the neighbors. Again, shout out to Food Revolution for the donation. Really needed that. Appreciate it. Shout out to everybody who donated to the show. Helping keep the lights on. Excuse me. Helping keep the lights on, man. Really appreciate y'all. All right, let's do it. Let's do this neighbors only roll call. Because without the neighbors, the show wouldn't be the show at this level. All right. So Stephen Bateman in Australia. Appreciate you.
What up?
Food Revolution.
What up?
C Jones 0224.
What up?
Sweaty Teddy.
What up?
That guy Clips 330.
What up?
KP from KC5.
What up?
Adam Kelly in Australia.
What up?
KP.
What up?
T.
What up?
Matt Wade.
What up?
Kevin Brower.
What up?
DJ.
What up?
Karma Serene.
What up?
Kansas City Mac.
What up?
Ill Status Boxing.
What up?
Ace Retro.
What up?
Tank the Sweet Science Examiner.
What up?
Beyond and Above Media.
What up?
Pittsburgh T.
What up?
Wani Poxy Magic.
What up?
SF City Slicker.
What up?
I Know Boxing.
What up?
Boxing Lounge.
What up?
It's Mex.
What up?
Mike from Boston.
What up?
Ride of the Storm.
What up?
Here to There.
What up?
Miss Queen Sunkissed.
What up?
Taylor Bell.
What up?
Maddie Yoel.
What up?
Cliff Bailey.
What up?
Con Shonery.
What up?
Lisa Bell.
What up?
Cooking with the Champ.
What up?
On the mic with Terrence Bailey Sr.
What up?
True Media Today USA Boxing.
What up?
HLD.
What up?
Cooking with Sir Senior.
What up?
Born Supreme.
What up?
Lady Shan Dundum Season.
What up?
Dub Right Side.
What up?
D Bevel the Champ.
What
And
up?
of course the big fish himself, my good brother Derek Lincoln.
What up, gangsta?
All right. Well, as always, remember, man, respect is free. Disrespect can cost you everything, your family, your freedom, your finances, most importantly, your life. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Breaking Beats, where we break down business, entertainment, art, technology, sports, and anything else you and I feel like talking about. That's it, man. We're going over to Clips. Y'all meet me over there, all right? Click the link that I got in the chat. Let's go over there and show the brother some support on his very first live stream. All right? Hey, look, man, sometimes we're going to agree. Sometimes we're going to disagree. But one thing's for certain, two things for sure, homeboy. Never forget.
I built this shit. Me. Brick by brick. And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just because you don't like the way another nigga talk.
I say it every night. People don't believe me. Drive.
This that squad side.
All right, peace.